The Vampire Stream. The Vampire Stream. The Vampire Stream. Oh my gosh. What up, Fight World? It's the kid. I can't wait. Let's see him keep up. New media. We on it. The Vampire Stream. We up in this thing. The Vampire Stream. The Vampire Stream. They not fucking with us. But like we gotta talk about it, blood. Hey, blood, we gotta talk about this thing, right? We gotta talk about it. Smash the like button, blood. New media, we killing, we killing. Old media, like they fucking up. Right now, they fucking up. Yeah. The Vampire Stream. Daywalker. Like, you ugly ass boy. You ugly, blood. Little voodoo doll looking ass boy. Like uncomfortable body, salami. Like 2 pieces of salami. Like 2 meats, blood. 2 meats, blood. Oh, voodoo doll looking, motherfucker. Like voodoo doll, like you, like blood, you voodoo. Let's get it. Like old media, like they really dying, blood. Like we out here. They can't keep up with what we doing. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling good. I told you this is our year, man. We just having fun with the game. They ain't having fun. They gotta work their ass off. You know, they gotta wrong these rights. They gotta talk about all types of other shit. You know, they gotta hate on people. We not hating on nobody. We just we talking like blood. Like we talking about what's popping in the boxing game. Yeah, Bane. We on some Bane shit. Theatricality. Just like, let's get it. We on some Bane shit. We came to bring the pain like Bane. Do you feel in charge? Shout out to Chirac. He said he finally caught it live. Yeah, we got a lot more coming. Make sure y'all smash the like button. The Vampire Stream. My dude Brian, he said he woke up, couldn't sleep. I guess I just listened to Ego on the Vampire Stream. Man, there's a lot going on in boxing. You know, shout out to Clarissa Shields, Christina Hammer, very good fight. You know, a lot of people want to hate. It's okay. Like I said, women's boxing, we fighting for the underdogs in this game. There's a lot of double standards, and we coming for everything you said. I told you, I'm gonna show y'all the Master P, the E40. Sprinkle me, mate. You know, the Nipsey Hustle. We selling out the trunk. We taking it old school. The marathon continues. And we're going to have fun with this boxing game. I told you what it was going to be. I told y'all to buckle up. You know, there's some various issues. But I'm going to make sure you have no choice. I'm going to be working around the clock. Someone called me racist for saying that Triple G is ducking Jamal Charlo. Listen. New media, don't fret. We running the game. Like I said, we in the league. We don't even have to do much. We just have to be real, be fair, be reasonable, and maintain. Look, George says nobody is hating on your bias ass. What did I say? That was. See, I could. Hey, my shooters be working. I was trying to lure him in. Look, like they can't live without me, bro. You see, Like, we all just chilling. I ain't even been on for like 7 minutes. And he like, yeah, no one's hating on your bias. But listen, why did you click on the video? It's just like the dude, the fool before. They say all this stuff about my channel. Okay, just listen. Tell me if this makes sense. Like, come on. All right, hold on. Give me a sec. Tell me if this makes sense. All right. They say what I'm saying is bias. However, they're not willing to explain what I said that makes me biased. So they're not willing to prove it with facts, right? Then there's a lot of channels. There's thousands of YouTube channels that you can go that, I pioneered this game. But now, there's a lot of channels that talk about boxing. Why would you come back to my channel repeatedly to the point of making multiple accounts, when we know it's the same guys and, things like that, when you could be like, no, Ego don't know what he's talking about. F him. I'm going to this channel. I'm going to give them the super chats. I'm going to give them the views. I'm going to give them the support. We know you're lying. Once again, I told you I've mastered this. I've mastered this game. They know they're lying. We know they're lying. It's like a club that everybody is, all the celebrities are going to, all the fine, pretty females and, people dressed nice are going to. And then they get rejected because they don't meet the dress code. And then they trying to act like they happy that they couldn't get in the club. What you waiting in line for if you happy to get turned away? Why'd you even go there? You feel what I'm saying? You're just saying that because you're scorned, because you hate rejection. That's why you're saying that, because you're being rejected, because the seat's taken. You can't sit with us. We on some mean girl shit. You can't sit with us. So then they try to flip it. Oh, Ego sucks. He's biased. But why don't you go help those channels? They need help more than me. Trust me. Old media need more help right about now than me. I'm good. You see, bro, every other stream we get new channel members. You do the math. That's $4.99 a month. Committed fans. I got a community. We cool. So if I'm biased, let me run my cult or whatever people say this is. If I'm brainwashing, let me brainwash my crowd. Then leave us alone. Ego's army, we good. Oh, Ego, he sucks. He's biased and he's a goddamn panhandler. Let me panhandle. What's that got to do with you? How's that put food in your kid's mouth? How's that put money in your checking account? Let me do me. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, there's a lot of channels they could use the help right about now because they looking crazy. So let me be me. Let me do me. Let me speak my message. And, if you don't like it, there's plenty of other channels out there for you. But we know that's not the case. They keep coming fuck with me. Out of all the channels on YouTube, they keep coming back to my shit. He said, if we are a cult, we are a cult full of real ones, bro. Facts. That's what I'm saying. And like, I just want you guys to see. I want you guys to see and examine what I'm saying. Don't just take my word for it. Look for yourself. You see each and every time these dudes keep saying you're biased, but they don't explain it. They refuse to let me know what I said about what fighter that was biased, that was talking shit, that was not coming from a factual, reasonable palate. That's what that's how I know their emotions let me know that we're destroying them. Because they don't even know what to say. They flabbergasted. They don't even know how to approach us. Before, like, some of these things, I guess there wasn't enough information out available to the public. So I guess you could take a stance. But now the standpoints that they have went with, they've already been proven to be false. So they don't know what to do. They don't know what to say. So just like rats and roaches, vermin, we got them scattering. They don't know what to do. All they know is someone clicked the lights on and got that can of Raid. So these pests don't know what to do. Nothing I said comes from any other place other than how I feel. I'm not perfect. If you feel Triple G Hassan Indam is an awesome fight, or you think DAZN doesn't have some things that they need to consider, or you think that Triple G has a Hall of Fame resume, or you think Lomachenko's pound for pound number one, if you think that, you know, Clarissa Shields, she should be getting this hate, if you feel that it's right to make excuses that Mikey Garcia said X, Y, and Z and then didn't really show up or didn't show the things he said before the fight and got stomped out by Errol Spence every single round, all we're saying is explain it. Explain how these things make sense. If it makes sense, you stay. If it don't, see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. But we know we're dealing with emotional beta males. And it's funny because I keep calling them that, and they keep showing you that. And we still keep getting paid. Shout out to Icy the One, too. $5 super chat. I won't lie. I first started watching Ego in 2017, and I wasn't his biggest fan. And as time went on, he kept making sense, and I had to join the army. Shout out to you. Appreciate your honesty. Yeah, man. We trying to uplift boxing. We trying to spread positivity. You know, I do drop little gems trying to tell you guys and motivate you guys, hopefully, to consider.
This the real deal. This the real deal. This the real deal. Easy work.
Easy work. Consider, you know, working smarter, not harder. Entrepreneurial things, you know, and endeavors. Think outside the box. That type of stuff. So, like I said, they could call me whatever. Like, it's bad, bro. Somebody said, "Oh, Ego's wearing glasses. He's coked out." We can do a drug test any time of the day. You could pay for it, you know. And then, but it has to be something for me, you know. I don't even smoke weed, so what do I look like doing anything else? Let's go. I'm ready. Bring Vada. Where they at? Tell Vada to holler at me. Tell Wada, USADA, I'm ready. I'm with it. I didn't eat the meat. Fuck you talking about. That's what I'm saying. That's all they could do is just say and utter nonsense and speculate, because they don't have nothing they don't have a leg to stand on. They're a dying breed and they know it, you know. Hey, I told you. They should have just left me alone, left the army alone, you know, and then it would have been whatever. But can't be that way now. We mashing. So I'm gonna keep doing the same video. I'm gonna keep talking about the same things, you know, and then we gonna see over time. We gonna see who's saying what they're saying, if it's accurate, you know. Like, let's start off with Clarissa Shields versus Christina Hammer. How is anybody angry with this fight, hating on this fight? Max Kellerman take 30 minutes to explain something and end up off topic. And see, this is the thing with new media. See, the great thing about new media is I'm like a pot of gumbo. You know, I got you know, with a side of rice, there's a little bit of everything. You know, I'm not tied down to any promoter or person, or, you know, I got some connects in the game and people I fuck with on a personal level, but, you know, that don't stop me from speaking the real on my channel. A lot of these people get paid by somebody or work with somebody. I get paid through Google, you know. I get paid through Google, so I can big up or, you know, have concerns about anything in boxing. I freely can talk boxing. You know, I'm always professional, always respectful. And that's it. Period. But they refuse. The thing I want you guys to notice and observe as I slice and dice the competition is how they refuse to stick to the subject, how they refuse to combat and refute what is being said. If Triple G, let's start with Triple G right now. If Gennady Golovkin versus Hassan Indam is a big fight for DAZN that brings visibility and justifies a $20 a month price point, please speak up. Let me hear your side of the story, because I've given you my opinion. If you think DAZN raising their prices in less than a year and then putting on fights like that is going to, that particular fight makes sense, makes the fans happy. John Ryder, Hassan Indam, please, I would love to hear this. I would love to hear this. I want to hear your train of thought. But that's not what they give us. They just sit here in silence like a good boy and just listen because they know they can't say something. And then the people who do try to, like, I can't take it. They do say something, but it's always stupid shit. Canelo Jacobs, I don't know. That's anybody's fight. I would probably lean. Canelo looked really good, so I'll probably lean to him. But I got multiple reasons, kind of leaning towards Canelo because, you know, Canelo looks pretty durable unless he's not the same from the Triple G fight. So I just feel it's going to be really hard to beat Canelo on the scorecard. So if Canelo doesn't, you know, knock Jacobs down and do things like that physically or stop him, then I just feel like Jacobs' recent performances, he's going to have to go and dig even deeper and produce something even more convincing, because his fight with Maj Selesky, his fight with Sergey Derevyanchenko, I thought he won those fights. However, after, people on Twitter, there were some people who were saying, you know, oh, I had Selesky winning, or I thought the Derevyanchenko was close. So I don't think that's going to be acceptable for Canelo just because of who he is and how much money is invested to him with DAZN. So he's going to have to show, you know, separation. Like, obviously, if he stops Canelo, stuff like that. So I'm leaning towards Canelo for a multitude of reasons, but I think it's a really good fight. It's not out of the question for Jacobs to win, but he's going to be up against a great fighter in Canelo, but also the politics and the powers that be. I don't think he can have, if it's a Selesky Derevyanchenko type of fight, I think they're going to give it to Canelo, to be honest. I can't see them seeing that type of close fight, you know, which was those were both close fights, you know, and then being like, oh, hey, we're giving it to Jacobs. Look at the fight with Triple G. I thought he edged it, but he edged it slightly. They didn't give him that. So imagine, you know, one of the biggest star in boxing. I just don't see him winning decision if, in fact, it's that close. So he's going to either have to knock Canelo down a time or two, or he's going to have to stop Canelo, or just win in a Mayweather-Canelo type of way to the point where there can't be no questions, you know? Like if he hurts Canelo and Canelo's gun shy and we see, you know, like Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia, anything like that. Mayweather-Canelo, Mikey Garcia versus Spence. If it's that type of fight, then yeah, he's gonna have to be closer to Mayweather versus Canelo, closer to Errol Spence versus Mikey to win on the card. Plus Canelo, there's a chance that Canelo could hurt him or drop him, stop him. So that's kind of where my head's at right now. But I mean, not taking anything away from Jacobs, that's my guy. It's a 50-50 fight, you know, and it sucks that I even have to put in clauses about like, hey, if it's close, you know, this guy might not get the nod. But I mean, I'm just a realist, and that's a reality in boxing. So DAZN is doing a lot of advertising in sports arena and WWE. Damn, this shit's moving. The thing with DAZN's advertising, I feel like some of the focal points aren't like, I'm trying to say this nicely. Bottom line, the powers that be, the brain power and the people that have money, I don't know if that they're solid like hardcore boxing fans, which, you know, this is sometimes the deal. Like Jerry Jones, I don't know, he got all the money in the world, but I don't know how big of a boxing fan he is. Like if I'm asking Jerry Jones, you know, if I started asking him like technical boxing breakdowns or like, oh yeah, you know, Ike Ibeabuchi versus David Tua, I don't know that he's going to know all those things. But the thing is, the reality of, you know, business is, it don't matter how much you know about boxing. If you have the facility, you have the money, and you have the place and the establishment and the venue, you know, you can get things done in the world of boxing. So I really feel the thing is, whoever DAZN has, I don't know how much they know about boxing, and the people they're entrusting are, concocting these plans that they believe that things that I don't believe, and it's not just what I say is the my way or the highway, but I really don't think Canelo in Triple G3 is as big as they think it is, and I think that's what they're trying to head towards. That's what they're trying and hoping happens. But I don't even think that fight's that big. To be honest, I think if Charlo has a good win with Brandon Adams, I think Charlo versus Canelo would be a bigger fight in Texas. Put that in AT&T Stadium or something. I think that's bigger. I think fans would get up more for that. You have a Mexican fighter who, pretty much looks white, fair skin, versus Charlo, outspoken, loud, Texas. Just look at Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia. You had a Mexican American fighter versus a black fighter in Texas, where they have just a lot of boxing fans. So to me, that's what I really think. I'm not saying Canelo Triple G3 doesn't do anything, but the way they're setting it up, I don't think it's as big as like I keep saying, the way to make Canelo Triple G3 bigger, aside from the fact that the fight is going to be cheaper than buying it on pay-per-view, so that might attract some people, because instead of having to pay $75, you would only have to pay $20 for that particular month. However, I honestly believe, like, why is Canelo fighting Jacobs, which is a tough-ass fight, and you think Triple G versus John Ryder, or Triple G versus Hassan Indam, or Triple G versus, Johnny Go Lucky, you think that really builds a Canelo Triple G3 fight? I don't see that. I think I have the best thought process here regarding what they could do, which is perfectly reasonable to facilitate, but they refuse to do it. That's what it's looking like. If they do it, I'll give them credit. And that's Triple G versus Andre, because now they have something that HBO didn't even have in the two Canelo Golovkin fights. They have the Canelo Jacobs winner, who have 3 belts, versus Andre versus Triple G winner with 1 belt. So now it'll be for undisputed. Before, Billy Joe Saunders was running around with the WBO belt. So even when you seen Canelo Triple G 1 and 2, it wasn't for all the belts. Real Brother 32 said DAZN isn't even as good as Boxing After Dark. Wow. Actually, you're right on that. Because Boxing After Dark, I remember some memorable fights that I used to see on there. Like Curtis Stevens and David Lemieux, shit like that. They talking about David Lemieux and John Ryder. At the time, Curtis Stevens and David Lemieux was a sought-after fight. Triple G is acting weak, avoiding challenges, says Rain Man 2 Side. And this is the conundrum that I feel DAZN is in. I even like the Boxing After Dark intro. That shit was with the semi truck. That shit was raw. The conundrum that they're in is like the big thing that's becoming, it looks like, one of the equations that DAZN is constantly faced with this problem. The problematic thing is DAZN seems to want to pay heavily, trying to get the guys they feel are big names, the big name guys. But then the guys' first fights are what you would call busts. They're not fights that bring in mad revenue. Canelo, Rocky Fielding, Joshua Povetkin, Ryan Garcia, Jose Lopez, Triple G if he fights John Ryder, Hassan Indam, Klitschko. He's not gonna. If Dillian White is upset that Manuel Charr turned down the fight, I highly doubt Klitschko, if he does come out of retirement, he's gonna fight a guy like Dillian White in his very first fight. So it's like DAZN's first fight with the new big star or whatever. They're all like free space on a bingo card type fights. They ain't fights that people have been waiting. Like, see, this is the thing. DAZN came out pitching like this is my interpretation of it. Everybody listen. Check this out. This is my interpretation of what DAZN did when they came out. Right? make sure you smash the like button. DAZN, in my opinion, came out like they were going to step up. HBO boxing was out of the game. They were going to step up to the plate, and they had the resources. They didn't have to compete with other programming, and they had the money backing them. They were going to take pay-per-view out, take pay-per-view out of the game. Block Johnson Matthews, Marcellus Wilder, fails, ped test. I mean, what does that have to do with what we're talking about? I don't know if that's true. If it is, what does that have to do? You said he'd get knocked out. Ha, ha, ha. Get him out of here, bro. What is see, this is what I'm saying. This is exactly, they're only here to cause distractions, bro. We talking about DAZN. He just randomly brings up Marcellus Wilder. I haven't heard of that. If it's true, I'm sure we'll hear about it. What the fuck does that have to do with anything we talking about? Anyway, back to what I was saying. My vision of this, I told you guys, they're only here to cause distractions. That old media shit. We talking about DAZN, and you randomly bring up a black fight. The Black Channel. Marcellus Wilder failed a drug. He's getting knocked out. Like, what does that have to do with anything? See, y'all think I'm joking, but this is literally what they do. This is literally what the fans do. Anywho, let's not let that distract us from what's really going on. Check me out. Shooters, hold me down. If you see stupid shit like that has nothing to do with what we're talking about, just trying to misdirect the conversation, clap them. He said he got, hey, fix it. He got clapped expeditiously. That's what I'm saying. We on some T.I. shit. Fix it. Hey, you know what the fuck you did wrong? You need to fix it quickly, expeditiously. Yeah, my shooter's gonna get you expeditiously. Okay, so my shooters, they check in the comment section. All right, my thing with DAZN is this: they came out like they were stepping in and stepping up for HBO boxing, and they were going to eradicate pay-per-view by putting on comparable boxing at a more affordable price, and fully doing away with the pay-per-view model. That's how I perceive what they were going to do. Right? They're like, yeah, for $9.99, guess what? We have our own dates. We're gonna get the venues. We got $1 billion a year. Eddie Hearn got this money. And watch what we do. All the fights you're used to paying on pay-per-view, you're now gonna get them for $9.99 a month. In less than 1 year, that $9.99 a month is no longer a thing. It's double. It's been raised by 100%, aka $19.99. And then they added an annual package, which means you have to commit without knowing the schedule, without them having been out for a year. You have to just drop the $100 right then and there for 100 fight nights and 100 dates, and just be happy with whatever they give you. Right? They came in the game saying pay-per-view's dead. Oh, watch this, pay-per-view's dead. We got a 30-day free trial, so you can just, poke around, see if you like it. 30-day trial, that's out the window. So now it's to the point where you must commit either the $19.99 a month, or you got to commit to the $100 a year. But you have a choice. You have a choice right then and there. Here's the thing. It sounds good. Of course, I always said this. The concept sounds good. Yeah. To get pay-per-view value at a price of $9.99, which is now $19.99. But even $19.99, whereas you have to pay $75 to $100 for pay-per-view. Here's the problem. I think they anticipated being able to sign more guys that were free agents, maybe Al Heyman free agent guys, than they actually got. So then they rerouted things, and then they started getting focusing on the few big names that were free from HBO, and they started investing so much money into those big names to the point where there's making headlines. Oh, Canelo's getting $365 million for 10, 11 fights. And they have this big starting lineup, but then that leaves you with a challenge. Having the big starting lineup, most guys in boxing outside of Canelo and Floyd when he fights, their dance partner and the matchup they're in is going to be indicative of the pay-per-view sales. That's just kind of where pay-per-view is at right now. Pay-per-view is not dead, but the better the matchup, the more anticipated the matchup, the more known the fighters are, the better it's going to do, period, right? So DAZN, they kind of did a bait and switch. They moved from $9.99 to $19.99. They got rid of the 30-day trial. And so far, they have not put on, in my opinion, I'm talking about fights that have happened as of today's date, April 5th or 8th, right? As of today, they have not put on one fight that I think, a fight card that they could have charged in America $75 to $100 in pay-per-view. Not one. They have not put name. So, you know, Mayweather McGregor was $100. Mayweather versus Pacquiao was $100. Mayweather versus Maidana was $75. Canelo versus Golovkin 1 or 2, $75. Right? I'm just giving you guys some ideas. I think Terrence Crawford or Amir Khan is like $70. Right? Name a fight card that DAZN has already had since releasing to America that you think they could justify a $75 price tag, you know, and it would have been successful. Like it does well over probably 200,000. Let me know what fight card in America you think would be successful at that price point that DAZN already put out. Not Canelo Jacobs, because the shit hasn't happened. You guys tell me the specific fight card, and I'm gonna put, and you in the hot seat. You know, so this is not for random guessing. This is the side. If that's the side you want to argue, then argue it. And I'm gonna pull up the fight card, and then we gonna vote, and we gonna decide if this is a $75 US pay-per-view card. So please let me know. I'm waiting. I want to know what card you think would have been American pay-per-view worthy. The biggest cards they have are Canelo fielding. Who in America would have wanted to see that for $75 and gave Canelo some crazy numbers? You know what I'm saying? No one even knew who Rocky Fielding was like that in America. Nobody asked for that fight. So there's a difference between getting it on a $9.99 a month or a 30-day free trial versus $75. So the reality is they haven't. You know, they made it like pay-per-view's dead because we're putting on pay-per-view caliber fights for this $9.99 now $19.99 price points. Someone said the cheese man. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it's like Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence. People complain, oh, I'm not paying pay-per-view for that. But somebody did. It got 360,000 buys their first time up on pay-per-view. And there were like 47,500 people in attendance. I was there. That wasn't Tyson. That wasn't him at all. He didn't even have Tyson's build. See? So you guys let me know what was the DAZN fight. Shout out to Kitty Tumbo, $5 super chat. Peter Griffin versus the Chicken was Mo lit than Nello versus Phil. Wow. Y'all going crazy. No, I'm being real. I'm being honest because this, once again, this is what they get mad at me for, and they say, "Oh, you're hating and being biased." So I really want to know. I really want to know. What
this the real deal.
Easy work.
This the real deal. Easy work.
I really want to know what cards you think would have been successful at $75 in America. Joshua Povetkin, people were still angry. I know tons of American people and channels that were pissed off because they were misled by Eddie Hearns and AJ thinking that Joshua Wilder was going to happen. And then it all of a sudden, when Joshua sent over whatever contract and Wilder agreed to fight in the UK and it looked like it was close, the WBA conveniently intervenes, and then the WBA puts a 24-hour deadline, which turned into weeks for the Povetkin Joshua fight, and then the Wilder fight fell apart. So I don't think that would have been a good time to charge people $75 since Americans were pissed thinking that Joshua Wilder negotiations were spanning so long, and that was going to be next. Canelo Fielding, I don't think that's a pay-per-view fight. And then David Lemieux couldn't even make weight, so he got knocked off for the card. And they moved up Tevin Farmer versus a guy that Gervonta Tank Davis knocked out on the Mayweather-McGregor card, Francisco Fonseca. I know my boxing, so I'm ready. Let me know. You know, Demetrius Andrade, his 2 fights on DAZN, not even Billy Joe Saunders because he failed a drug test, so he fought Walter Katandakwa. You know, I don't even remember some of these undercards. His other fight was against a guy Billy Joe Saunders beat, 2-3 years ago, Artur Akov. And they did it the week of Broner versus Pacquiao. So please let me know which, Gerald Miller fought Thomas Adamak in Chicago on a Jesse Vargas, Thomas Delorme fight card. And if I'm not mistaken, like Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, or something else happened that same day. Or I don't know if it was that fight, but something else was happening. But either way, that's not a pay-per-view fight. Jesse Vargas coming off a draw to Broner, fighting Thomas Delorme, who got knocked out by Abregu. Thomas Delorme, who got knocked out by Terrence Crawford, fighting Jesse Vargas. That's not a pay-per-view type of fight. Last I heard, Mayweather Promotions had Thomas Delorme and he was driving Ubers. It's just not a pay-per-view fight in America. That's what I'm talking about. Triple G hasn't fought on DAZN yet, and the names that they're talking about him fighting don't sound too appealing. Alexis, please don't do this to yourself. Please. Alexis Valenzuela, he said Munguia versus Nui was pretty good. We're not talking about pretty good. We're talking about $75 pay-per-view. And despite if a fight is pretty good, you have to have the wherewithal and the intent to even have the interest in buying the pay-per-view to have seen it. So you would have had to know that Inouye, was tough and was coming to bring a big fight for you to have ordered the fight. You can't just wait till it happened. You just saying that because you didn't have to pay $75. I'm talking about a fight you would have paid $75 up front. Like some people are going to pay $70 to see Crawford versus Khan because they're curious of the outcome. No one even knew who Inouye was. The Inouye that we all know is the one that's fighting on in the World Boxing Super Series as Super Bantam. Nobody knew that Inouye. So it's not even about the fight if the fight was pretty good. It's about who knew who Inouye was to the point. Like Dennis Hogan. Maybe what if Dennis Hogan is Raw and his fight with Jaime Munguia turns out to be pretty good? The whole thing is it's not a pay-per-view. It's not something that people would go out and buy, because if that's the case, Pacquiao versus Jeff Horn was pretty good. But a lot of people didn't know who Jeff Horn was. They just knew he was a school teacher and he fought Randall Bailey at 41 years old. They didn't know who he was. We're talking about selling pay-per-views. But guess what? Top Rank gave us that Pacquiao Jeff Horn on free ESPN, not pay-per-view. So you have to know the names and the players to typically want to, see good sales. You can't just be like, oh, it's pretty good. You would have to see, oh, Jaime Munguia is fighting Inouye, count me in. And to add, bro, I'm destroying these arguments. They not good enough for me. The other thing is Jaime Munguia, Inouye clashed with another fight. There was another fight. There was another fight that happened that same day. Jaime Munguia with Inouye. There's another fight that happened that same day, and that's another thing DAZN has to work with. They have to work on. And I know, and see, this is what I'm saying. Y'all really don't want it with me because I'm not the one. Because, like, the thing is, I cover boxing. I got to stage these trips. So some of these fights, maybe I would cover them if there wasn't a bigger fight happening on that same date. I got to go where the money's at. I got to go where the fans tell me to go. So I know for a fact that there's other fights that are happening on some of these dates, because I would cover something, if it wasn't competing with the bigger card. So that's the thing that DAZN is gonna have to figure out. They made it sound like they're giving you like what HBO boxing put on pay-per-view and what Showtime put on pay-per-view and Fox pay-per-view with Spence Garcia. They act like they're giving you those types of events at a reduced price, but that's not the reality of it. You're not getting like there. I can't think of one. Literally, I'm not even being funny. I'm not being facetious. I'm not trying to roast. I can't think of one fight that has happened as of April 8th that I believe would have been any level of success. Like Errol Spence Garcia done anything close to 360,000 on pay-per-view. I can't think of one. Even Canelo Fielding, maybe just because it's Canelo, because his fights with Khan and Liam Smith did about that, but that's even a stretch. And then the other thing DAZN right now is, if you go look at their Twitter, it's all about baseball. They got this baseball wind-up show, and they going ham with it, So to each his own. But they haven't even mastered the art of promoting the Bellator and the art of boxing. And it's like the focus has already been redirected to this change-up show. Go look at DAZN's their Twitter. This wind-up show, I think it's a daily thing. It's like an in-studio show. So the thing is, I'm telling you, boxing fans are fickle. So I don't know what it is, but I just feel like things might get lost in the mix now. Look, this is DAZN. Look. All baseball. This is all baseball stuff. So now, so that's one boxing thing. That's Bellator. And then it's back to baseball. So it's like now boxing is kind of lost in the shuffle. Like they haven't even mastered like the boxing marketing aspect, but now their thread is a ton of baseball. Boxing fan, I'm telling you, I know boxing and I know boxing fans. I've been doing this for a while. Boxing fans are fickle. I know a lot of boxing fans that don't watch really every other sport. They don't follow it up. So you know, I don't know. You just have to find your niche and your fan base. So I think the fact that they're switching gears and kind of going towards baseball with a lot of their posts is just kind of weird. Like, for example, Sor Rungvisai versus Strada 1 was a good fight. See, look at Nate. He just said it. He said, only boxing for me. That's what I'm saying. So you just raised the price. You just raised the price to $100 per year. And around that time, you came out with this baseball wind-up show. That's not going to encourage hardcore boxing fans to get it. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to encourage them because they might not be interested in baseball like that. See, the thing is, ESPN is a little bit different because they're already established in the sports world. Like they were already, you know, everyone knows them for sports in general. You get what I'm saying? DAZN came out Bellator and boxing, and that's what they had the rights to. So that's what you were kind of built upon. But now you're trying to add to your platform. That's cool. But like I said, things can get lost in the shuffle at that point. ESPN has quadrupled the content for $4.99 a month. That's what I'm saying. If y'all want to sign up to ESPN Plus, you can do that. I have a link in the description. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm curious to see how this whole thing works. And the funny thing is, new media. The same questions I had last year, I have this year. Ain't nothing changed. You know, I'm not backtracking, but old media is. And I told you there's like a false sense of security because people attached Eddie Hearn's name to DAZN, so they want to see it do well. A lot of people from the UK, but I keep telling you guys, the UK can't help. Y'all can't help until they open up the UK market to DAZN. Now here's another kicker. We gotta get this money. Hold on. Shout out to Dylan Michaels. Appreciate you. $20 super chat. Old media gonna be like Sal Tessio in The Godfather, coming to new media like, can you get me off the hook this time for old time's sake? Wow. He took it to The Godfather. And new media just gonna shake our head and say can't do it. Salute ego and new media. I like that. I like that, Dylan. I like that because I love The Godfather. That's hella funny. Yeah, man. They waking up with horses' heads in the bed and all types of shit, bro. Shout out to you for that. I appreciate that. And I like that. I love movies, so. See, this is what I'm saying. This is why these companies, you can have $1 billion, $1 million. You could be Jay-Z, Beyonce. It don't mean, just actually look at that. That's a good example. Jay got a lot of money, but Rock Nation got into boxing and they were offering Broner a ton of money and different stuff. They signed Miguel Cotto and Guillermo Rigondeaux, right? They signed Andre Ward, but they didn't really make their mark in boxing like that. You know, they had a couple of Ward Kovalev fights that they were associated with, but they didn't really. I'm telling you, boxing is not as easy as you think. And part of the problems is you can't just get some, just go upstate and just get someone to intern or someone to graduate because they graduated in business. Boxing is a small niche community. It's a small niche community. You're better off getting someone who really knows and appreciates the sport, not someone that worked at Party World USA and they know how to coordinate and shit like that. You need real boxing fans to influence decision-making process, let it's boxing is, I keep telling people, I've seen so many people just on YouTube alone come and go. It's such a unique sport. Such a unique sport. You can't just be a sports journalist and have success in boxing, because if you don't know what you're talking about, and see, I think it helps people like me that it's such a niche sport or niche sport, whatever people say, because it separates me from other people that don't know shit. Like you can't just interject your opinion in boxing. You just start watching it and then necessarily know, unless you're just a student of the game and really respect it. You get what I'm saying? You can't just come in the game and just. I like that. Shout out to Lexus. He said it's a cult sport. That's what I'm saying. It's unique. It's almost better that football and baseball and basketball are so mainstream, because once you know the players and the way the game's played and stuff, I think you can have more success in those industries. But I would say UFC and definitely boxing, because boxing's even more. I think boxing is more. It takes more to. UFC is not really as hard. Like even though there's. I'm not saying the sport itself to compete in it's not hard, but it's not hard to see someone putting an arm bar and say what you're seeing. Someone getting their face pounded in on the mat. Okay, ground and pound. It's not hard, but boxing is like the sweet science. It's just different. And these companies got to realize that they need to reach out to people who, you would be better off. DAZN would have been better off. I told you, picking up someone like me that's in the boxing game, that has respect in the boxing game, to help with idea. I'm telling you, because that's how the game's set up. They spending big money for things that aren't going to get them big money in return, in my honest, humble opinion. That's the problem. That's what they got to work out. And I get it. They got money, but ain't nobody got money like that where you could just lose and lose profit, and you just going to keep doing that until it works. Like, ain't nobody got money like that. That's like buying, because you rich, you buy a car, wreck it, and then go buy another car, wreck it, buy another car, wreck it. Ain't nobody doing that. You know what I'm saying? just because you got it like that, you just gonna keep buying a car and wrecking them. And the no pay-per-view, yeah. Shout out to E2 Molden. Pay-per-view been around for how long? 60, 70 years. Pay-per-view is perfectly built for boxing. Yes. And the other thing, that's a good point. The other thing is it's pay-per-view is, it becomes kind of the only way to justify A-side all-star fighters who both need to be compensated plus an undercard, you know? That becomes the way to justify it, because you make it, you're basically requesting the public pitch in, you know. It's like, let's say you had a party. If you had a party and you had to buy all the food, cater everything, you know, and do everything yourself like a wedding. That's why do you think weddings are expensive? Because you're paying for everything for the most part. You know, I think, I mean, I don't know, I never been married, but I think women pay for the bridesmaids' dresses, you know, they pay for a photographer, pay for a wedding cake, you know, somebody pay for a ring. That's why it's expensive, you know. That's why you do little things like do a wedding registry, have people buy you some gifts or some shit so you don't have to buy that too. You get what I'm saying? So pay-per-view in essence is like a potluck. It's requiring people to pitch in. Hold on one second. So, like I said, pay-per-view, it becomes a way to justify the big fights because, you know, Broner and Pacquiao are going to demand a certain profit. Yeah, I got this. My shit is fucked up. I got that Billy Joe Saunders. I'm on that Flonase. I need Zyrtec, man. Fuck. That's a good thing. I have to get some from the store. It's weird too, cause my allergies, some seasons they don't really even fuck with me, and then other seasons they like come with a vengeance, like Die Hard with a vengeance. My shit right now feels super irritated. Like, I don't know, maybe I got a dust. I'm gonna start doing these streams with a Bane mask on and shit. Nobody cared until I put on the mask. But anyway, pay-per-view, me as a business, in knowing boxing, I would never count myself out of the pay-per-view conversation. I would never count myself out of the pay-per-view conversation because sometimes that's the way to get these fights over the line. You have to just, like Amir Khan, he got big paydays before. Terrence Crawford is a champion. These guys aren't going to come, you know, fight each other and not expect to get compensated. And then you putting Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo, guys who are rising and building their profile, you putting them on the undercard. You know, people are going to want to get paid. The only way you could justify that is making some money. And then you're, like I said, you're leaning on the public to basically pitch in. But DAZN's trying to do everything in-house, and because they have billionaire investors, they thought people would just flock and get thrown money at them, and that would erase loyalty. Money don't erase loyalty unless that's what type of person you are. Money don't erase loyalty with me. You know what I'm saying? Can't somebody tell me, hey, I'll give you $100,000 if you stop being friends with this person? Air purifier? Yeah, I might try to do that. I got to dust. I got to do a couple things. You know, I'm not going to stop unfriend somebody because someone paid me money. Like, that's just not how I operate. So I think they underestimated the U.S. market. They underestimated or overestimated Eddie Hearn's ability to know the American market, and they thought people would just flock to him. And once again, certain things, in my honest opinion, don't make sense. You sent Eddie Hearn here, and he handles business how he handles business. But the thing is, he rubbed Americans the wrong way. That's the first initial, before Golden Boy and Canelo got there, Eddie Hearns was the first point of contact for U.S. fans in boxing. You picked a time where there was this feud going on, I don't think it should be U.S. versus U.K., but that's how some people looked at it. Because Wilder, a U.S. fighter, and Joshua, a U.K. fighter, were at odds, and it didn't happen. You get what I'm saying? So, first impressions last. DAZN should have known that. DAZN should have seen what was going on and say, yo, Eddie Hearns, you got to slow up. You pissing off all the potential customers with your antics. You're playing this cat and mouse game. Now, these things are coming back to bite him. Here's another example of this. Eddie Hearns was openly and candidly talking about how he was going to steal PBC fighters, basically, make offers for them. The fact of the matter is, you shouldn't tell people stuff like that, because you put it on wax. Now they could prepare for it. Why do you think a 10-year-old boy on Home Alone had the wherewithal to set traps in Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin, Kevin McAllister? Because he heard the bad guys, Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern, outside say, yeah, I think the parents are gone. We'll come back tomorrow at 8 p.m. So Macaulay Culkin was like, I got to protect this house on Home Alone. And he set up traps. If they just came right then and there, then Macaulay Culkin wouldn't have had time to do all this funny shit and glue and, flamethrowers and all this cute shit. He would have just got robbed the fuck up. So the art of war, you're never supposed to let people know you coming. Eddie Hearn was telling people, we just need about 10 guys, Errol Spence and you don't think that got back to Al Heyman, that they seen you were what DAZN was trying to do? The other thing that doesn't make sense is you talking about all the guys that Heyman has that you want to steal. Why would Heyman, even though he doesn't do interviews, this shit gets back to him somehow, some way. It's business, Why would he allow all of his top guys to go over to DAZN and build something that you're creating instead of building what he created and has been working on since 2015? Please explain that. Please explain that. How you thought that would even work. So I have my own brand, Boxingego. Right? That's like me getting media people, and they're using my clout to go into fights for free and covering the fights for themselves for their own YouTube channel, but I don't get no content from it. You know what I'm saying? How would that work? How would that work? You know what I'm saying? When I've been working on my brand, you're using my brand to get into the fight. And then what? Then what? You know what I'm saying? So I would have did a lot of things different. I wouldn't even told nobody. I would just reached out to Errol Spence and all these people that you try to get. I wouldn't have been doing these interviews. And then to make matters worse, Eddie Hearn was taunting American promoters. I don't see how you think this was gonna work. Like, you're like, oh, wait till you guys find out. These American promoters are gonna hate me. They're gonna be shaking in my boots. Or shaking in their boots, blah, blah, blah. So you're taunting them, playing this cat and mouse game, and then you're trying to acquire their talent. How would that work? In what world would that work? That's like me being a blood, and I go to the Rolling 60s, and I'm trying to recruit people from the Crips to be bloods with me, and I'm trying to recruit their people. And I plan and tell them, oh, the Crips gonna be mad at me, Wait till the Crips find out, they're gonna hate me, cause I'm trying to steal their people. Like, what? How would that work? I gave them fair warning. I gave them an advance notice. I put my 2 weeks in. How is that gonna work? This is what Eddie Hearn did. Oh, yeah, I want to sign a couple. Deontay Wilder. You told the whole game plan. It reminds me of the movie where the bad guy tells the good guy, James Bond or whatever, he tells this whole game plan because James Bond happens to be at that particular point tied up. So you tell him the whole plot, and he's like, yeah, too bad my henchmen are going to kill you, and you can't stop the world from blowing up, but I got this here detonator, and, I'm going to put it in my right pocket, and then at 6 p.m., I'm going to send a letter to Congress. The bad guy tells the whole plan of what he's trying to do. Somehow he leaves. It leaves the henchman to dispose of James Bond. James Bond frees himself. It kills the henchman and then goes looking for the bad guy with full knowledge of the whole game plan. All right. That's exactly what you see on movies, bro. The bad guy told you the whole plan of what he was going to do and where he's going to be and how it's going to be. So now when you free yourself, now you can come after him with the knowledge of his intent and how he planned on going about doing it. So like I said, if I was Eddie Hearn, I wouldn't have said that. I wouldn't have told people what I was doing. I just would have privately reached out to Broner, Spence, whoever the fuck, and then just try to see if I could work a deal. And I wouldn't have, like, when you approach people raise their antenna if they think that it's like, let's say I'm outside of a Target. People are walking out and I'm like, oh, hey, can I bother you for a couple seconds? And they see in my hand I got brochures and shit. That already puts people's antennas up. I'm trying to sell them something. I'm trying to ask for something. I'm trying to offer something. You get what I'm saying? People know. They see something in my hand. They see me with a fucking bucket or something. And I'm like, hey, can I, people already know the drill. That's why, even this is like shit. I had retail jobs and they talked about stuff like this. Retail jobs. Like Lowe's and shit. Working at Lowe's, present open-ended questions for the customers. Because if you just say, how are you? Good. And then that you don't get nowhere with that. You don't ask closed-ended questions because that could just be the end of the conversation. But if you say, oh, what brings you in today? Say something a little bit different, mix it up a little different. You can't just say no to that, But if you say, hey, need any help? No. Then what you gonna do? Oh, you gonna get some help, It's the same concept. Simple shit. Very simple shit, So if you ask an open-ended question instead of a closed-ended question, then you have a better chance of success rate because no one knows what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Or if you just spark a conversation, random, like, oh, I see you have a 49ers jacket on. Is that your favorite team? You're like forcing them to engage with a conversation as opposed to, hey, you need any help? No. So this whole shit didn't make sense to me. You gonna tell them the game plan, how you trying to steal their people whilst talking shit about them. Like Eddie Hearn was talking about, oh yeah, the PBC, they lost a lot of money in their first year, and people, they got angry and the investors were angry. What the thing is, PBC, even if that was true, which I don't know if it was true, right? Even if that was true, they've already overcome that. They've already had deals with NBC and ESPN that didn't work, that they used, and they overcame that. Now it looks like they're on their long-term deals with Fox and Showtime. So they're beyond being a new thing now. They were a new thing when Broner was fighting John Molina. Broner has had several fights since then. They're a new thing when Robert Guerrero was fighting Keith Thurman. That was like their first fight card. Robert Guerrero's like halfway retired, and Keith Thurman, they might fight Pacquiao. So this was a long time ago, bro. So, these are things that DAZN. This is why you have to you have to be careful who you appoint, and you got to keep people in check if it's your money and your business. I just don't understand how you think you're gonna talk about someone. That's like old media and me doing an interview with old media. So I can help you grow? Nah. You know? Or if old media was like, hey, I need some advice on building my channel. Why would I help you? You feel what I'm saying? Why would I help you with that? When you talking bad about me. Don't even make sense, bro. Thank you for blocking that dude. Real Brother 32. See how they always... I tell you, the Black Channel, we talking about clear facts, like things I've all said you could validate and go back to these interviews. He randomly start talking crazy about Al Heyman. You know, it always reverts back to the black guy somehow. The Black Channel, Al Heyman, he's fucked up too. You don't even know who the fuck he is. Al Heyman could be a Muppet. You don't even know who the fuck he is. Nobody talks to him like that. Not in this boxing shit. Name a YouTube channel that got an Al Heyman recent interview. I'll wait. These dudes be full of shit, bro. They rather hate an advisor, not even a promoter. They rather hate an advisor that they don't even know. We don't even know. I'm the only one here in this chat that even heard Al Heyman's voice before. And the only reason I heard it was somebody was on speakerphone that was having to talk to him, and I'm not going to give up my sources, but that's the only reason I even heard him. So I'm probably the only one that's even heard the motherfucker. Y'all don't even know what he sounds like other than a depiction from me. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers would rather hate somebody that they don't even know, who's not even a promoter, who's an advisor, than to get angry at people who are in the camera, all in the video, contradicting themselves, saying things one in interview one, then saying something totally different in interview two. Come on, bro. You tell me what that is. How you rather hate somebody that you don't know and there's people live in front of your face contradicting themselves in every other interview and you have nothing to say about that? Come on, bro. And he said this is the other reason we not taught it. See, they want those types of things to be equal. He says that Al Heyman is a snake. That's what he says. But why aren't the fighters saying this? Errol Spence told me in an interview one time, it was just me and Ellie interviewing him. Errol Spence told me, he said, man, fighter, he said, I said, what do you think about the hate? I'm going to play that. I'm going to play the clip. I'm going to play it soon. I said, this is years ago. This is before Errol was even a champion, before the Kell Brook fight and all that, right? I said, what do you think about people who hate on Al Heyman and say that he's bad for business? Because at the time, there were people saying he was the cancer of boxing and shit. And he said, well, people say whatever they want. He said, what's the fighter saying? He said, look at the fighters. Ain't nobody. He said, you don't see the fighters complaining. So I think that tells you something. He said, the fighters ain't complaining, you know, but you do see the Ferraris with nice clothes. Or he said, you do see the fighters with nice clothes and jewelry and driving Lambos and Ferraris. That's what he told me. Out of his own word, out of his own mouth. So these dumbass, foolish, old media ass fans, they say Al Heyman is a snake, but Berto ain't saying that every time I talk to him. He's like, man, Al Heyman, he the man. Al, you know, he not saying that. Leo Santa Cruz is naming his son after him. He didn't say that. Gervonta never said that to me. You know, Danny Garcia is like, man, you know, I'm loyal to Al. Al's like, you know, he got me here. Errol Spence ain't saying that. Deontay Wilder ain't saying that. So once again, this is what I'm talking about. This is why new media is fucking destroying them. Because they rather say it, but there's no evidence to support what they're saying. The only fighter in recent times, that was signed with Al Heyman and advised by him that I seen complain was Vanes Martirosyan. He has since signed to Don King. Now he's complaining about Don King, and he apologized to the WBC and Al Heyman. And he said, Don King ruined my career. I'm forced to retire on Twitter. And he's apologized to Al Heyman. So that sounds like something internal. It sounds like maybe he thought Al Heyman was the problem, and then he got with Don King, and then he's like, man, this shit is weak. I'm sorry, Al. So these motherfuckers is hating because they're saying, okay, just you see. This is why I keep telling y'all, bro. This is why new media keeps prevailing. I'm giving y'all the game. I'm giving you the gems because what the shit they say doesn't add up. He just said Al Heyman's a snake. He said all promoters are snakes, including Al Heyman. Okay, so since Deontay Wilder just came out and said I'm a free agent, DAZN offered him $100 million for 3 fights. Why did Deontay Wilder stay loyal right now to Al Heyman? If Al Heyman is a snake, as this guy that just got blocked said, then why are fighters staying loyal to him? Why is Errol Spence, Jared Hurd, why are they setting up shop doing their own promotional banners in association with Premier Boxing Champs, an Al Heyman company? I was at an Al Heyman, I went to a PB, and it wasn't just me, Dan Rayfield and other people were there. I went to a PBC private party, right? They had like catered food. It was the week of Spence Garcia. You know, Blue Blood was there. We went to a private party, and fighters like Darrell, Leo Santa Cruz, and Al Heyman signed fighters. Evander Holyfield, he's not signed, but these signed fighters went to the party. So if he's a snake, why are people staying with him even when they're being offered $100 million? That's what I'm saying. This shit, they say what they feel, but they have no basis for it. They're going off of emotions. They want it to be even. Those things aren't even. Until I see a bunch of fighters like, man, Al Heyman fucked me over. You know, he ruined my career. I wasted my prime dealing with it. You never see, even when Gervonta Tank Davis had little issues with Mayweather, you never seen him say nothing about Al Heyman. When did Gervonta Tank Davis, when he was going through the Mayweather, you know, issues back and forth about training and all this stuff, when did he say something bad about Al Heyman? Stop it. And then people get mad because he's a black man in America. He's making money, he's making power moves. You know what I'm saying? And then you got a channel like me, support black-owned business, and a channel like me who's putting it in your face and telling you the way it is. This is what makes them mad in America. This is what, because it's like, oh, these motherfuckers are clicking up. Fuck that. So the emotions get the best of them. But I'm not saying anything from an emotional standpoint. They are. Leo Santa Cruz named his kid after Al. Exactly. Canelo didn't name his kid Oscar. I don't even know if he has a son, but he didn't name his daughters Oscar. Ryan Garcia just had a kid. He didn't name him Oscar. The fuck is you talking about? I'm not saying they don't like their situation with Golden Boy. I'm just telling you the facts. Their kid's name ain't Oscar. Stop playing with me, man. New media, we killing. Y'all getting smacked. It's like smack DVD. Y'all getting smacked the fuck up, bro. Old media. Keep laying on them train tracks if you want. The locomotive is coming. Y'all getting railroaded. Y'all getting ran over. Y'all getting ran through. Oh my gosh. These dudes are like abandoned buildings. They getting ran through. Like the police coming. They getting ran through like abandoned buildings. I promise you. You know, they want to be right so bad that they saying stuff that emotionally makes them feel better. I'm not doing that. I'm not saying nothing like that, bro. I'm telling you what, I have interviews with Berto, and I said, hey, what do you think of Premier Boxing? He's like, man, Al is he's like a genius, man. When it comes with the business, I made some money with Al. Like, he's just chill. He smile every time I mention Al. That motherfucker start smiling and shit, bro. You hear the fighters post fight. That's what they hate. That's why they mad. You know, that's why promoters is, you know, taking shots at him and stuff. Drake shouting him out and shit. Why didn't Drake shout out DAZN? Why didn't he be like, yeah, DAZN checks on all of my events. Get my new album. I was running through the sick with DAZN. You know how that go. He didn't do that. He shouted out Al Heyman. That's the fact. The hottest artist in hip hop right now, he was shouting out Al Heyman. He didn't shout out John Skipper. You know, he didn't say Oscar De La Hoya signed all of my events. These are realities, people. I'm not living in no la shoots in Ladderville and shit like y'all. This what they mad at. Yeah, Al Heyman, there ain't no pictures of him and weird articles and shit about his personal times and what the fuck he do. Nobody even know what the fuck he do, and he get the most hate. Crazy. And then they say I'm paid by him. What the fuck is it? Cause I'm being real. He paid me now. I don't have that motherfucker number. I ain't never talked to him directly. What are you talking about, bro? My checks don't have nothing to do with PBC. They don't say nah shit. Pay. They think I get paid by everybody. That's at least you know I'm getting paid. How about that? But they think, yeah, oh yeah. They said I was on Floyd's payroll. I'm on Wilder's payroll. I'm on Heyman. I'm just on everybody black payroll apparently. If you black, I'm on your payroll. Forrest Whitaker, Jordan Peele. I'm on everybody payroll. Everybody that's black that's ever been created. Jimun Hunsu, I'm on his. You took everything. Russell Simmons. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless. Good night. They think I'm on anybody black's payroll. Get the fuck up out of here, bro. Oh yeah, this guy's definitely good. They say stupid. See, bro, this is what I'm talking about. This is that old media shit. Just really listen to the implications. These motherfuckers don't even. Someone said Jermaine Dupri. Y'all know what this is. That's what I'm saying. Cosby payroll. I would like to pay Ego with the direct deposit and the pudding and put the pudding in his account to see. Yeah, these motherfuckers think I'm on everybody payroll. But just hear me out. These motherfuckers don't even know how much money I make. They don't even know how much money I make. So how the fuck you know, how you know about who paying me? This is what I'm saying. This is the emotional bullshit. How do any of y'all know what I do and what I got going on in my personal life? Who do I bank with? What's my routing number? Since you know so much. What? This is what I'm saying. This is that emotional bullshit. Let's say I was on Al Heyman's payroll, which I'm not. But let's say I was. How the fuck would you know? You're not at the fights. You don't know Al Heyman. You don't know me. So how you know that? How you know who pays me? What's my checking? What's my saving? Who do I bank with? Since y'all know. How much I make on YouTube last month? Since y'all know my situation. You know my money. Okay. That's what I'm saying. This shit, it sound crazy. That's how you know who making up shit. If you hear anybody, that's pocket watching. That's pocket watching. You think, and to me, I take it as a compliment because I be pushing to these fights. They think somebody else, instead of it being my hard work that got me here and my independent my Bay Area hustle that got me here, they think someone else has to finance me. Like I got a sugar daddy and shit. That's how you know I'm winning. They think someone else is responsible for this. Instead of hey, do y'all do this to Ellie? He be traveling. Do y'all do this to him? And be like, oh yeah, you're on so-and-so's payroll, This is what they do. This is what they do often to minorities, black-owned businesses, shit like that. It always got to be, I can't just be out here eating and winning and paying for my own plane tickets and shit. Somebody else put me. And then the trip about this is DAZN actually did this to people. DAZN was actually paying for smaller YouTube channels to go to fights. They literally did that. PBC ain't paid one fight for me. They ain't paid for bus fare, a flight, a train ride, Thomas the Train Engine. What y'all talking about? DAZN literally pay. I know because I know people, and I'm not going to put them on blast because, loyalty first. I believe in loyalty. But I know for a fact, because I know them, DAZN actually paid. They actually paid to fly certain people out. I mean, just look at it. There's small cars. How you, last year or whatever. Yeah, I think it was last year. I go to the East Coast to cover Danny Garcia versus Sean Porter. Big fight in New York. You know, I know the Porters. It was just a big fight for the year. I don't see certain people there, but then certain people come from the West Coast and go to Chicago to cover Jesse Vargas versus Thomas Delorme, but you didn't go to the bigger East Coast fights that particular year, like Wilder, Luis Ortiz. You didn't go to Lamont Peterson, Errol Spence, you know, but you went to that fight out of all. Like, so if I'm making a trip from the West Coast, I got to make the ones that make the most sense, you know. You go to Texas, you don't go to Texas for Spence Garcia, but you go to Texas. You don't go to Texas for Sergey Kovalev, Eleider Alvarez to see, you know, if Kovalev can avenge the knockout loss, but you go for Jaime Munguia versus Inoue. Come on, bro. Yeah, the Sanaji twins. I seen that shit. She was sounding extra Philly. She like, yo, we ride dirt bike. We ride these dirt. Yeah, I seen that dirt bike shit. Yeah. Gilly, I seen that on his shit. Right. Bro, but this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm saying. This is what they do. They hate to see the young light-skinned mixed kid. They hate to see me shine. Okay. They hate to see us winning. Okay. You know, it always got to be some extra shit. Somebody paid my way and financed me. Motherfucker, I financed it. I'm a hustler. What are you talking about? I don't need nobody to pay my way and bunk with nobody. You see me. I be doing my live stream. You don't see nobody in the room. I don't be splitting the fare. I don't need to. I'm a boss. I'm a boss. What you talking about? I do boss shit. Like Jay-Z said. He said on that song with Rick Ross, he said, the devil tried to hit me with the Rico, them black people. Devil want these niggas hate their own kind. Gotta be Illuminati if a nigga shine. Or we can't be a nigga if a nigga rich. Or we gotta be the devil, that's some nigga shit. Like, you gotta be some Illuminati or some extra shit. It can't just be somebody young, black, winning, you know, a minority who's doing it. It gotta be some extra shit. Devil wants these niggas take their own kind. Gotta be Illuminati for niggas shine. Or we can't be it. Nigga shit. He said we can't be a nigga for nigga rich. Or we gotta be the devil. That's some nigga. Yeah. Let's get it, bro. Bro, I don't need nothing, bro. I'm self-made from the mud. I'm from the trenches, bro. I'm from the swamp. I'm the swamp thing. Yeah, people be hating, and see, all that shit is pocket watching. Let Ellie, who cares if he in Macau, China, if he in outer space? Let that man be. That's how you know who's winning. Cause the other part of the coin is this. I don't see none of these other motherfuckers. I don't see old media at the events. That's why, bro, you ain't got enough stamps in your passport to fuck. You know, don't worry about what Dante doing and Ellie and me. Don't worry about that. That's pocket watching shit. You should be worried about what you doing. You should be worried about, you know, getting my monster taco with the light lettuce. I told you I didn't want too much lettuce, and you gonna put extra lettuce? Okay. You know? These dudes is informants and shit. They be trying to hawk and see what you doing, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Can I live? You don't see nobody complain about Al Heyman. The only people you see complaining. Oh my gosh. He says, wow, Triple G. What about Triple G? What does Triple G got to do with this? What you talking about, bro? Who Triple G fight next? The Hamburglar? Who he gonna fight? Triple G versus Hamburger. Say something. Who you gonna fight? Charlie Sheen? 2.5 Men? Who he fighting? The little McLovin? Triple G versus McLovin? Can I see that? Can I see Triple G versus McLovin with the Hawaii license, ID, driver's license? Is that who he's fighting? McLovin? Hello? He fighting McLovin? Someone said Bushwick Bill. Remember when Martin got jumped by Bushwick Bill? That shit was funny. Man, I'm trying to see McLovin and Triple G. Fuck what y'all talking about. You heard? Man, I'm trying to see that. That's the one. McLovin. And these motherfuckers would justify, oh yeah, DAZN, they made the right call. Triple G versus McLovin. I mean, have you seen Superbad? It was a great fucking movie. This is, you know, he needs to come back to a guy like McLovin. Like, these motherfuckers is fake, bro. Yeah, man, I'm not. Listen, I hope Triple G fights, you know, a fighter we can all be happy for. I'm not trying to see Screech versus. Remember Screech making all them faces? When the teacher pops a test, no, I'm in a mess, and my dog ain't on it. Making all them faces and shit. Ain't no fucking Mexican style. That's Taco Bell style, bro. That's Jabsican style. I'ma jab your fucking. He got a good jab. Let's not forget that. Triple G got a good jab, but that's not whatever. That ain't Mexican style. That ain't tortas and caldo res. You know, that's not none of that. You know, that ain't no caldo. That's Chipotle style, motherfucker. Hey, I like Chipotle, but they kind of lightweight fell off, bro. They kind of fell off. I want to slap the shit out on that Chipotle. Like, yeah, can I get a side of guac? That's $3.65. Like, why the fuck is guac really $3.65? You act like you had to, you know, scour the earth to get this guacamole. That ain't nothing but avocado and some other shit. That shit should not be $3.65. Fuck out of here. Triple G, he a cool Chipotle style. That's his style. It's Chipotle. You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing is this, bro. People, like, old media keeps perpetuating the certain same thing. You know, Mexican style, all this bullshit, right? But I'm trying to see that Mexican style, if that's what it is. Why can't I see that versus somebody who could give you, like, the best fight? Yeah, okay, you Mexican, whatever. You're Mexican or Mexican style, piñata style, whatever the fuck you think you are right now. Cool. Why won't you fight Andre then? You know? If you got piñata style and quinceañera style, all this shit, you know, pinche perro style, like, that's cool, whatever. If that's your claim to fame, that's what you want to call it, you know. When can we see you use this Chipotle style against somebody who can challenge you? I get it, Canelo could challenge you, but it looks like Triple G is only targeting Canelo. Like, remember how the Terminator, he really just wanted John Connor? That's what he came to Earth for. That's like Triple G. Like, he's like, Canelo is John Connor. Fuck you, asshole. You know, he came to Earth solely to fight Canelo. That's what it feels like, bro. Like, that's cool. You got a little rivalry. But you can fight other people. Pacquiao, Marquez is his rival. They fought 4 times, but they still fought other people. Marquez fought Floyd, you know. Pacquiao fought Barrera, and, you know, you can fight other people. It's okay. It's quite all right. You don't have to just keep fighting Canelo and Canelo and Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it is some stance shit. Like, Dear Nello, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling. I wrote my cell pager and my home phone at the bottom. I sent 2 letters from Kazakhstan. You must not have got them. There probably was a problem at the post office. Fuck it. What's been up, man? How's your daughter? Guess what? Me and my wife, we about to have a daughter. Guess what I'm going to call her? I'm going to call her Born Ready. Remember that one verse in Rocksteady and that time that I was fighting you and I couldn't, like, bro, what? Look at Alexis getting technical. He's like, actually, the Terminator's from Earth. He's just from the future. Man, I don't give a fuck. You know it. You got the joke. He said, I'm about to have a daughter for real May 14th. Well, shout out to Nate. You know, we need some baby emojis. Can I get some love to mate to mate? And that was weird. To Nate. He's about to have a body. I'm just saying, I don't want to just keep seeing Canelo and Triple G and shit. Like, hey, Canelo, I just drank a 5th of vodka. Dare me to drive? Remember that song with Phil Collins in the air in the night that could have saved that other guy from drowning but didn't? And he saw you on Cinco de Mayo, found him? Like, that's right, Canelo. You could have saved me from drowning. Now you're fighting Jacobs. Like, bro, there's other people in boxing other than Canelo. And see, DAZN, it look like they supporting it. Yeah, that's not enough baby emojis. Shout out to Box Fan. Y'all got to give my man some love, bro. All right, Cinnamon Savage. Show him some love. Oh, shit. Boss Red just created his own emoji. I never seen that baby emoji. This motherfucker got a wet floor sign baby emoji. I ain't never seen that. He made his own. Y'all created an emoji and shit, bro. Hey, Big Zo is so out of pocket. He said, hey, kids, do you like violence? Want to see me stick 9-inch nails through each one of my eyelids? And rip Pamela Lee's tits off? Bro, I'm just saying there's other fights out there. I'm having a little fun. But, there's other fights. Why, like, how you, like, okay, Mexican style, that's cool. Show us that versus Andre. Why I want to see you do Mexican style against Hassan Indam. He got knocked down 10 times in 2 fights. All right, Lemieux already did Mexican style. Peter Quillen already did Mexican style on him. Let's see you do Mexican style with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And who the fuck is John Ryder? Who is that? I really don't even know who that is. I won't deny it. I'm a fucking rider. You don't want to fuck with me. That's a gimmick. That whole Mexican style shit is a gimmick. I don't know. Abel came up with that. But see, it backfired when he fought an actual Mexican. Because people took sides. And they were like, they was down for the ride until he fought an actual Mexican that they cared about. Like Canelo. They're like, yeah, it's been real. I got to support La Raza. I'm out of here. Hey, motherfuckers dip real quick. Hey, you know I'm speaking real, bro. Hey, they dip. They said, thanks for the ride, Triple G. I'm out of here, dude. When it came time to fight an actual Mexican fighter who's raw in Canelo, motherfuckers dipped. They dipped. Man, I don't know who the fuck John Ryder is. I'd rather see Triple G fight John Wick. They got the third movie out. Why don't he fight John Wick? Keanu Reeves is raw. Fight John Wick. I'd rather see that over John Ryder. John Wick. Like I said, I think DAZN should pull the trigger on the. How are you not? This is a huge mistake. This is a huge missed opportunity. If you don't make Triple G and trade, it's a huge mistake. because this is the time. Like, just hold on. Let me turn this down. I gotta be heard. This is a time, like, you know how many divisions, like, it worked out for Terrence Crawford. It worked out with the World Boxing Super Series with Usyk. It has the opportunity to work out for DAZN and have all the belts on their side in the middleweight division. But who knows what happens? What if someone loses, or, you know, loses to Charlo, or gets stripped, or anything? What if Charlo gets one of them belts? Now you just lost it to the competition. You got all the middleweight belts. They bragged about having all the best middleweights. Then do something with them. Period. Make them fight. Canelo's doing what he's supposed to be doing. Jacob's doing what he's supposed to be doing. I don't see how Triple G is exempt from this. And like I said, the worst thing about it is they told me, they being ESPN, HBO, that Triple G was the number one pound for pound. Triple G was the best 25 in the last 25 years. With that being said, why can't we see him prove it? Mayweather doesn't just say he's TBE and then fight, you know, Baloney Bobby, you know, some random person that nobody knows, or somebody who's considered washed up, you know? So how is it that Triple G gets anointed and gets this premature placement, gets compared with legends like Hagler, legends like B-Hop, and he don't have to prove? See, that's the thing. That I'm telling you, this is what happens with black fighters. Black fighters, they just gotta prove it. If you say you the best, or you good, or you the best welterweight, motherfuckers just want to see you scrap. They want to see you fight all the people. Okay, Crawford, you think you beat Errol Spence then? Beat Pacquiao then? Beat Danny Garcia then? They just gonna line them up. They gonna line them up. But then the media, old media, will anoint Lomachenko. They'll anoint Triple G. You know, a bunch of people who aren't necessarily from America, who are not necessarily, they're not from America, right? And they'll say they're number one, but they don't have to prove it. Lomachenko has a tough fight with Salido, loses. He don't have to rematch him ever. He could just move on with his career, cool. Nothing happened. Triple G can lose, in my opinion, to Jacobs, get the win, don't ever have to look back. His team could say, oh, if Canelo loses to Jacobs, we want Canelo the loser. This is unheard of, and it's not going down no more. It could keep happening, but we on that ass. So it's going to keep happening, but there's going to be a spotlight under it. So good luck with that. You know, you could compare. It's disrespectful. You see how they always compare non-black fighters to black fighters, but then the black fighter has to go through crazy competition and all this shit to get that title. Like Marvin Hagler had to fight real people. He had to fight Tommy Hearns, who's 6'1", you know, maybe even 6'2" or something, and got scraps and you know, squabbles. He has to fight, you know, Sugar Ray Leonard, a Hall of Famer. He got to fight those people, Mugabe, you know. He got to fight all these guys in order to solidify himself. Meanwhile, they'll say someone's just as good, if not better than that person, but they don't have to fight that. They don't have to fight the competition that would show us that. That's unfair. It's a double standard, and it's very easy to see. You know, why does Marvin Hagler have to fight Sugar Ray Leonard, a legend, and arguably beat him? You know, that fight's controversial. Fight John the Beast Mugabe, Tommy Hearns. You know, he has to fight a legend like Hands of Stone, Roberto Duran. Why he got to fight them people to become a legend, and then someone else can just come and fight Dominique Wade and all this stuff, and then they still get the same treatment? It don't make sense, and y'all know it. It really doesn't. It doesn't make any sense. He knocked out John the Beast Mugabe. He knocked him out. It makes no sense, people. Like I said, we just asking for consistency, fairness, you know, equality, and things that are equal. Like I told you, I broke this down before. I'm not asking if Ryan Garcia is faster than Danny Garcia. Nobody's telling you to lie and say they have equal speed. No one's asking that. But if these certain fighters have to do this to become a legend, they have to take on these challenges. You know, if Floyd couldn't fight Berto without ruining his legacy, then how is Triple G versus Indom, which is a worse fight at this point, acceptable to those same fans? Let me know that. If Mayweather had been in the game for 22 years, proved everything he's proven, beat more world champions, former world champions than anyone in history, but he just came off the Pacquiao win. But because he chose to fight Berto, all of that's null and void. And he ruined his whole legacy and career. This is what they said at the time. But then Triple G, he could lose one fight to Canelo, dispute that, say he was robbed, and then come back and fight Hassan Indom. Still be called pound for pound top 3, number 1, or whatever they had him at. You know, they did have him at number 1. You know, he has a higher medal than Floyd Mayweather. He hasn't done as much as Floyd Mayweather. His resume is nowhere near Floyd Mayweather. He don't even have a resume like Pink Floyd, let alone Floyd Mayweather. You know? He don't have no Floyd Mayweather resume. He's not even Pink Floyd. You know? And yet and still, he gets special treatment. Now, come on, bro. We're not doing that. And then you know that Triple G picking and choosing. Like, you were down to fight Carl Froch, but you don't want to fight the guy that beat him, Andre Ward. And we know Andre Ward would have beat Chavez, because that's why motherfuckers got mad when Ward called out Chavez Jr., because that was a big money fight at one point. So you're willing to fight around Andre Ward and guys that Andre Ward would beat or did beat, like Carl Froch, at 168. But when it came time to fight, you're the destroyer that fights cruiserweights and light heavyweights. When it came time to fight Andre Ward, he literally said, hey, no, it's too much for me. That's what he said. Doesn't make sense. Oh, media, you gotta do something, baby. This shit don't make sense anymore. And it, like I like Mikey Garcia. Let's see how he bounces back. But where has he been? They talk all this shit on my channel. Like, I'm not gonna waste my time. I could pull up all the comments. They were talking shit. These old media fucks, man fans and shit, saying I'm picking Errol because he's black and he sucks and he's overrated, and watch, I'm gonna see and I'm gonna eat my words, and Puro Mikey and Mikey this and Mikey that. I'm ready. Like, where's the smoke? All the shit y'all said. Close my channel down when Mikey shows me. And the thing is with me, I didn't even disrespect Mikey. I didn't say nothing bad. I just said he wasn't gonna win the fight. But they took it so personal. It was personal. They took it personal. Fans took it personal, and I didn't even disrespect the man. I just didn't see him winning, which he didn't win. He didn't win a single round. So what about this? I'm got to close my channel down because I don't know shit about boxing. Where's that at? I'm waiting. Where are them arguments at? That's false. He said everyone else stick with their culture. That's not true. I don't pick somebody just because they come from the same place as me or resemble me. Hell no. Errol's gonna get exposed. That's what I'm saying. They said he never fought. Mikey's stronger some kind of way. Mikey's more technical some kind of way. Errol Spence did it the worst way possible. Because at least if he just would have bulldozed Mikey, you could just say Errol was too big and strong. He beat Mikey at his own game. Oh, okay. You know, like I said, old media's 15 seconds of fame are about up. The shit they saying don't make sense. And they try to accuse us of stuff they literally do. I don't care where you're from. I don't care your age, gender. Clarissa Shields, Christina Hammer. May the best woman win. I don't care if you black, white, green, Asian, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Croatian. Like, I don't care about that stuff, right? But I'm not going to be, at the same time, I'm not going to be cyber bullied into not supporting who I want to support or giving the insight that I want to give. You know what I'm saying? Based on what I see. They want to scare you into, I'm trying to tell you, old media, this is what they try to do. And now they created a monster because now we on them. We going to make it so uncomfortable. They could keep saying this stuff, but it's going to be so flagrant and it's going to be so obvious. You're going to be like, oh, damn, this dude is racist, or he is tripping. He did say that. That doesn't make sense. So I'm glad. I want them to keep doing it. Either way, it benefits me because we're going to see who knows what about this game. Listen, I wouldn't even care if someone said, yo, Mikey's my favorite fighter. I think he's going to lose, but I'm praying on everything he wins. I wouldn't even trip off that because you at least kept it a buck that you know he's finna lose and you just want him to win. If people said stuff like that, that's not what they do. They come in here talking like Billy Badass. Oh, yeah, Mikey's going to show you your fucking monkey and stupid shit, bro. You know. You're going to close your channel, you stupid motherfucker. All right. Bet that up. I told you Mikey should have fought Loma. He should have stayed at lightweight and fought Loma. To me, that was a more competitive fight. It would have been a closer fight for sure. You know, because I don't know if Mikey would all the way deal with Errol. I don't think he would have won 12 rounds on Loma. You know, I would have favored him to win, but now, you know, who knows if they fight because he just, you know, he took a beating. I'm telling you, one by one, they falling off. They falling off, old media. We just got to keep it up. Eagles Army, thank you guys for the support. But you know it. You see it. You see their representation. You see boxing is starting to clear up. It's like those clouds are starting to dissipate and we're starting to see that sunny day. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be out here in boxing and be respected saying crazy shit. You even seeing fighters call out media people for saying stupid shit and pushing a hard line, trying to force them into saying something and, you know, things like that. So I'm glad the fighters are doing that too. I don't ever worry about it because I know I'm not disrespectful. I know I'm not out here saying nothing crazy. You know, like let's say I see Triple G. What is he gonna say? Hey, no, I'm fighting Hassan Indam. This is a great fight. Like, what is he gonna say? Like, I'm giving you my honest opinion. It is not gonna change. I don't prefer the Hassan Indam fight, especially for $20 a month. Now, here, you know, it's another thing that was interesting. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, people. Golden Boy posted this. I'm curious. I don't know how all of this is gonna work, bro. But we're gonna find out. Golden Boy posted this. So this is out here if I were to go to Fairfield to watch this. But, you know, you can pick at Fathom events, just like Mikey Garcia. Look, $20. So here's the thing. You can go watch. I didn't know how they were going to do this. You could go to the movie theater to watch Canelo versus Jacobs. Or you could do closed circuit in like Vegas. So you can watch the fight for $20. Right? So I don't know how that's going to work with Fathom events. I don't know. Does DAZN get a cut of that? Because that's a whole separate. Fathom events is a whole separate company. What do you mean it's pay-per-view money? It's $20. That's not pay-per-view money. My point is this, though. That's the same amount that it costs to get a DAZN subscription for the month. So if somebody did that option of seeing it in the theater, then I'm pretty sure they're not going to purchase it on DAZN, I would say. Chavez would fuck up Ward. I'm not answering none of your questions. If you think Chavez would fuck up Andre Ward, yeah, you don't deserve my boxing knowledge. Sorry. This motherfucker said Chavez Jr. would fuck up Andre Ward. All right, bro. So I don't know. With fights being shown at bars and Buffalo Wild Wings and movie theaters like Canelo Jacobs, I would imagine, unless you had the $100 pay for a year, you're probably not gonna pay $20 a month for DAZN and then pay $20 to go watch it in the theater. So I feel like that's another thing where, without having the pay-per-view model, doesn't that kind of hurt you? I'm trying to see how this works. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, for example, I just feel like on the pay-per-view model, a certain amount of buys through PlayStations, Xboxes, cable and satellite providers, bars paying to get that fight, paying whatever fees, closed circuit places and casinos paying whatever fees and licensing fees to air the fight, and then movie theaters. It kind of goes into the pot of like the pay-per-view pot. But with DAZN, if you go see it in the movie theater, like I said, I can't imagine someone would have DAZN on the app and then they pay $20 for the month for DAZN and then pay $20 to go watch it in the theater. So if you did watch it in the theater, then the theater, I would imagine, is getting the money. I don't know. I just don't see how that, if someone, like basically if a bunch of people go watch the fight in the theater, I don't see how that's going to benefit DAZN straight away. I feel like the movie theater, Fathom Events or whatever, is probably going to be the one that comes. Okay, Fathom Events are partnered with DAZN, so DAZN gets a cut. Okay, interesting. But the thing is, that doesn't build a customer for life. You get what I'm saying? And like I don't know this, so don't quote me on this, but like I said, when I worked at Lowe's, another reason, just so you guys know, another reason we tried to get people to open up a Lowe's card is because if you use your Lowe's card, because it's an in-house card, you don't have to pay certain fees. But every time there's a debit or like Visa or like a third-party credit card used, the credit portion, the store has to pay fees to Visa and things like that. You get what I'm saying? So I would imagine, I don't know this for a fact, but just from knowing business, I would imagine DAZN gets a cut from Fathom Events, but their cut would be greater if people actually sign up to DAZN as opposed to watching it in the theater. You know what I'm saying? Because if you sign up to the app, that's all like kind of in-house. Fathom Events is like third party, and you guys are splitting the pie some kind of way. It's just like the fighters that DAZN has co-promotional deals with versus the fighters that DAZN has exclusively, like Canelo and Triple G. Hey, Brian out of pocket, he says like someone on drugs is running DAZN. Hey, you tripping, bro. Hey, you wildin'. He said somebody on drugs. Hey, you wildin', bro. I don't know. I just don't know how that's gonna work, bro. Because DAZN, like the bottom line is this: DAZN needs customers. They need to build long-term customers for life. The whole reason they raised the price, from my perspective, is to stop people from popping in and out. The whole reason they got rid of the 30-day free trial is to stop people from, you know, just getting the 30-day trial, watching Canelo fielding, and then canceling. So, bottom line, they need customers for life, or long-term customers that pay into the pot for some odd months, pay up front $100 for the year, stuff like that. They need that more than these sometimes people. So if they now have Canelo Jacobs in the theater, I think that would benefit DAZN partially, maybe, you know, if they're partnered with Fathom Events. But at the same time, I don't think it would be as impactful as if someone subscribed directly to their app. So all the people that watch it in the theater, if a lot of people do that, that doesn't immediately give you the traction that you need for your app. You get me? If you watch it, I can't imagine that anybody would have DAZN on their own and still go watch it in the theater. So the people that do watch it in the theater are likely people that don't have the app. So that still doesn't create the necessity, because they have another outlet. That doesn't create the necessity to have the app. Versus pay-per-view, without illegally streaming it, your choice is you can watch it in the theater or you can order the pay-per-view. But since DAZN is like annually or month to month, if you just watch the fights you want in the theater, then you still don't even have to go through the app, and you're not really pressed about it. And I think they probably are going to have to split the money some kind of way with Fathom Events, rather than, if they go through your app directly, they would probably generate more revenue because it's directly through them. So the fact that it's in theaters, now people aren't forced to get DAZN. You get what I'm saying? And that's the whole goal, is they should be trying to get people to get the app like that. Like, okay, I'm just throwing out shit. Let's say I go to watch the fight in the theater. I'm paying the same amount. I get the experience of the theater or whatever, popcorn, blah, blah, blah. Go and get it. Now I could have seen the Canelo Jacobs fight without ever purchasing or opening the app to see if I like it, etc. So I might not even, unless they have commercials or some shit, like get DAZN now. If I go to the theater, then there's a chance that I have no knowledge of the app and how it works and navigating through the app, because I just watched it in the theater and left. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know how that's going to work. Like, to me, when I get an app, paid or non-paid, the thing is I got to play with it, see the features, see if I like it, blah, blah, blah. If people go watch it in the theater, then they don't get that experience, because all you have to do is sit the fuck down, and eat your nachos, hot dog, popcorn and shit. You don't have to set nothing up. You don't have to get a Roku and stream it and Apple TV. You don't have to do nothing. All you have to do is go get your movie ticket for the same price. Boom, sit down. You good. So again, it doesn't encourage people to, if they go that route, it's kind of counterintuitive, I would feel, because it doesn't encourage people to get the app, which you need customers for life on the app. Versus pay-per-view, like I said, to get the HD quality, you either have to go to the theater or illegally stream it or order the pay-per-view. So I think they look at it like, I'd rather people go in the theater and, we'll make some money as opposed to illegally streaming it. So it's kind of a convenience thing. The bottom line is, I think people have to become familiar with the DAZN app. They have to get people that last on the app more than just an infrequent usage and fight. Does that make sense? Like, they need people who are like, damn, I need this app from March, April, May, June, and July, because there's slamming fights coming on. Not like, I've never downloaded the DAZN app because I watched Canelo Jacobs closed circuit, or I watched it in the theater. You get what I'm saying? And this is again something that the other, like, we're not even talking about non-pay-per-views. Like when Showtime has Wilder versus Brazil, for example, they don't typically put those types of fights in the theater. So you have to, if I'm not talking about legal streams, because that's, well, again, illegal. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. I'm talking about to legally stream it, you have to get the Showtime app. You have to get, do you get what I'm saying? You have to get the Showtime app, or you have to get Showtime on your cable package or your satellite package. But DAZN put in Canelo, their best fight, you get me? Canelo Jacobs, their best fight to date in the theaters and closed circuit. Now people could have the experience of watching Canelo and watching it on a big screen without ever having downloaded the app. Does that make sense to you? I know I already brought that up, but Canelo has a crazy fan base. I get that. I get if you go through the app directly, but people, I don't know. I haven't done the theater thing yet. So I've never experienced a movie or a fight. I never experienced a fight in the theater myself, but I want to try it just for the experience and just to see. I never seen a fight on a big ass screen like that big, you know. Well, I mean, I have at like casinos, but not like a movie theater screen. But I get that. Not everyone's that's what I'm saying. Canelo has his own fan base. Not everyone knows AJ versus Miller. You get what I'm saying? Canelo had, people were hitting me up trying to get Canelo fielding. Canelo has his own fan base. So some people don't care about Joshua Miller that might want to see Canelo fight and want to see this Canelo Jacobs fight. So yeah, for the hardcore boxing fans, that makes sense, you know, to get to pay $20 on the app to try to get both. But some people don't know all that. That's my point. Okay, Cursor tried it. See, I might have to try that. Especially, I want to see someone get knocked out in HD, IMAX, Dolby DTS, Digital 2.0, TH, all around you. You know, I'm trying to see that. Cursor said he watched Spence Garcia in the theater and the shit was lit. Yeah, I might have to try that. That's tight. But bottom line is, for me, I think DAZN's in a unique position because they're not doing pay-per-view, and they're trying to drive people to their app. That's all they are. They don't have a channel. They are an app. So you having other avenues to get your best fight that doesn't familiarize people with your app. That's the point. Does that make sense to people? Nah, Fathom event, it said on mine, it said it was 20. I mean, I don't know if it changes for the theater. Look, it says special event. Say, look, $20. So it's the exact same price as DAZN, but you won't get it for a month. You know. Hey, AMC trying to rip you off. I don't know. We'll have to see how this all plays out, but I really feel like people need to become familiar. Shout out to Ricky Queen, you know, NorCal shit. He said it's 20 in SAC too. Hey, AMC getting you, real brother. They said, yeah, motherfucker, we seen them super chats you leaving. You got it like that. They high charges you. You know, I might catch a fight. I want to see a fight in the theater. I think it'd be a fun experience. Yeah, we'll see. But I think people need to become familiar with the DAZN app in general. So we'll see how that works with that. But I also feel like it's like LeBron when he was with the Cavs. Kevin Love, JR, Everybody got to play their role. You know, you can't just rely on LeBron. Canelo versus Jacobs is an awesome fight. We all know that. That's why Joshua versus Miller, you know, all right, cool. You know, we'll see how that does. So that's even, you know, somewhat respectable. But putting Triple G in there with like Boogaloo from above the rim, that's not the ticket to me. Like, why is Triple G fighting Boogaloo from above the rim? Why should he get to fight? So Joshua's fighting a 317-pound man, you know, that's undefeated. Joshua's undefeated. Cool. Jacobs and Canelo, there's 3 losses between the two. They're both relevant champions in middleweight. And then Triple G gets to fight Boogaloo from above the rim. Yeah, nutso and shit. Someone says Shepherd. Get off me. Get off me. Get off me. Hey, Shepherd was like kind of drilling him. He was kind of wet with the buckets, though. Shepherd was kind of raw, though. It's funny what you do pick up. The motherfucker pulled out that razor. I know that movie. He said, I get too loud for a movie theater. Hey, you wildin'. Bro, I'm dead. Y'all know I'm telling y'all the truth, though. That's why y'all be laughing at this shit. What was Bernie Mac name in the movie? I don't remember his name. He was like, you look like Daffy Duck with his beak shut off. He said, with his beak shot off. That shit was funny. He said David Ruffins from The Temptations had a J. Shoot the J. Shoot it. Yeah, man, they want Triple G to fight Boogaloo. Come on, they Turbo from Breaking and shit. Boom, 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 beetle. I ain't talk. They want Turbo with the broom and shit on their walkout. Umbada, dun dun day don't. I ain't talk. I ain't talk. I ain't talk. Like, why is he fighting Turbo? Ozone and shit. What the fuck? That's what I'm saying. When you don't have a deep bench, the role players got to play their role. Bars. I said when you ain't got a deep bench, the role players got to play their role. Yeah, Triple G trying to fight Boogaloo from above the rim, and that, like, it could Golden Boy. I mean, whatever. DAZN could be like Canelo Jacobs. Then we got AJ versus Miller, and then now we hitting y'all over the head with Triple G versus Andre. That sounds a lot better, and that would entice people more than just, you know, Triple G versus whoever the people they're talking about him fighting. Oh yeah, it was Flip. It was Flip. I knew that. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Yeah, I'm not trying to see Triple G versus Captain Jack Sparrow and all that, bro. And the thing is, Triple G's a good fighter, but that don't mean I want to see him fight Captain Jack Sparrow. So, and the thing that, like I said, from a business perspective, that makes no sense. You're willing to pay Klitschko and Triple G all this money, but then they don't have to fight nobody? Hell nah, bro. If I'm paying somebody, like, let's say I had a record label. Like, let's say I started Death Row Records and I signed Snoop. He gonna have to drop a fire album so we could recoup some of the money. You know, if I paid $1 million to get Pac out of jail or whatever, out on bail, he gonna have to drop some hot singles and shit so we could recoup the money. You know, I don't understand how you expect people to, you know, you can pay them any type of way. Wow, he said Triple G versus Ron Burgundy. 998, 999, 1,000, 1,000. You know, I just did like 1,000 curls. You know, San Diego, it stands for a whale's vagina. Like, no, that's not what it stands for. Yes, it is. Yeah, man. They want Triple G to fight fucking John C. Riley from Step Brothers. I gotta call it what it is. I'd like some fancy sauce. I want some fancy sauce. He said a mean thing first. Pah! That was so funny. I remember when I had my first beer. I'll teabag your drum set. They want Triple G to fight Step Brothers and shit, bro. You gotta call me Nighthawk. I'm gonna wait till you sleep and fill up a pillowcase with bars of soap and beat the shit out of you. Like Step Brothers. They want Triple G to fight Tyga because he had the biggest comeback. Tyga Tyga had the greatest comeback in 2018. Man, I'm not trying to see Triple G and Taylor Swift and all that shit, bro. And I don't think that brings attraction. He said, I'll take the top bunk. This is how we do it. There's so much more space for dancing and activities. But Dad, it's Shark Week. Oh, wow. Triple G versus Black Bill Jones. They gonna have Triple G versus Pam Grier and shit, bro. The Black Channel, Blaxploitation. Pam Grier, Jackie Brown. Y'all don't even care anymore. Y'all just gonna support you. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter who he fight. You don't even care, bro. He said. Somebody said Triple G for the fight John Coffey from the Green Mile. Hey, y'all violating, bro. John Coffey, boss. I want to go to Disneyland, boss. Like, this man said, the name's John Coffey. I want to go to Disneyland, boy. Wow. That's what I'm saying. Y'all done... So it said Triple G for the fight Blackula. Hey, the Black Channel, Blackula. He was real popular in the 70s. They just go make excuses no matter. Like, can he at least fight Tom Hardy? Somebody that's raw? You know, Peaky Blinders? Like, fuck. I just want to see a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, Al Bundy? Someone I know? Oh, Pig. Al Bundy sitting on the couch with his hand. Oh, Pig. Love and marriage, love and... It's an institute you can't disparage. Like, you can't fight Al Bundy, man. Can I see Al Bundy? You know what I'm saying? Ted Bundy? One of the Bundys? Can we see some of that? Somebody said Beetlejuice from Howard Stern. Hey, stop, bro. He finna fight Darcy from Married with Children. He finna fight. What's that? Darcy? Peggy was sexy, low key. You right. But Triple G finna fight Darcy, man. Amanda Bierce and shit. Emmanuel Lewis Webster. Like, can we see that? Triple G, Mexican style versus Webster. He gonna fight Bubbles from Finding Neverland. Bubbles the monkey and shit. He gonna fight Britney Spears' backup dancer husband, Kevin Federline. Can we see that? Triple G versus Kevin K-Fed. Kevin Federline. Can I watch that cut? Can I see that Kevin Federline cut? He said Triple G versus Bruh Man for the fifth flow. Nothing, ma. I borrowed your robe. Had to make me a sandwich, mom. Yeah, bro. Triple G finna fight Jack from Three's Company. He might fight Jack from The Nightmare Before Christmas because he look like he weigh 130. So he might fight Jack from that. Tim Burton's Nightmare Before the Christmas. I just don't see how that benefits Triple G, to be honest. I mean, DAZN, if he fights them type of guys. It really doesn't, bro. The fucking fighting Slimer from Ghost Brothers, Ghostbusters, whatever. Like, Slimer, really? Triple G versus Slimer. This is what you thought of. He finna fight Kevin Bacon and Hollow Man. Oh, man. Y'all gotta stop because this is just funny. These jokes is funny. He finna fight Shallow Hal next. Wow, he said Triple G versus Blank Man. Someone said Triple G versus Sling Blade. Hey, Kangaroo Jack, y'all really wild in this comment section. Please stop. Can y'all please stop? Like, this is funny, but stop. My face hurts from reading it. Triple G versus Kevin Hart. That's about the right weight class. First of all, no, Triple G, no, he wasn't ready. Like, I know what trying to watch this. Wow, he said Golovkin versus Joanna Man. Hey, I'm about to hang up, bro. I'm about to end this. Y'all are violating. That's what I'm saying. Nobody's trying to see this. He finna fight the dude from the Cracker Jack box. That little boy or whatever. And y'all gonna support it. Wow, he said Triple G versus Danny DeVito. Wow. Yeah, Danny DeVito from Batman Returns. I played this stinking city like a harp from hell. Remember the penguin? I played this stinking city like a harp from hell. What? Oswald Cobblepot? Whatever the fuck his name was? I've played this stinking city like a harp from hell. Like, eating fish heads and shit. Hell no, bro. Triple G has to pull his own weight. The other top guys are at least doing that, you know, fighting someone decent. Like, come on, man. He trying to fight the guy that dressed up as a girl in Ladybugs. Remember that movie, Ladybugs, the soccer movie? With Jonathan Brandis and Rodney? No respect. Remember Ladybugs, that old movie? He trying to fight the three ninjas and shit. Colt, Tum, and Tum Tum and Rocky. Yeah. Rocky loves Emily. Rocky loves Emily. Like, the three ninjas, really? Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm getting delirious because these comments, somebody said Triple G versus Big Worm. Man, that's $100. Listen, have my money by me. I'm killing you and him. That man said Big Worm. Stop playing with me, Smokey. You know I wouldn't do that. Worm. That motherfucker was really trying. Hell no, bro. You're playing with my emotion. You I don't see how DAZN would even like think that's like copacetic. You know, Triple G get paid $35 million. What's up, Big Pern? Big Pern. Man, this motherfucker finna fight June Tao from Rush Hour, Ricky Tan and shit. Hey, Ricky, get up, dog. Get up, dog. Ricky Tan, get up, dog. Let's go. Huh, Ricky? He finna fight Sue Young and shit. Nobody trying to see this shit. And the worst thing is, they've been planning this. They were talking about Ryota Murata. Remember? So they've been planning to fight somebody that nobody wanted to see him fight. Ryota Murata. And then he lost to Rob Brandt. They were like, oh, yeah, this is a big fight in Tokyo. You know, Tokyo Drift with Bow Wow and Fast and the Furious. You know, Tokyo Grill. You know, the Tokyo Grill in Japan it's quite the venue. It seats, if I'm not mistaken, you know, all these motherfuckers try to act like they know. Seats 86,000 people in Tokyo. And Triple G's fan base, they think he's Asian, so his fan base in Tokyo is really growing. He's a quarter Korean. It's a great fight, you know. And Ryota Murata, he was in Tekken 3 with Paul and Eddie Gordo, so it'd be a great fight. Like, these dudes be lying, bro. Oh, media, y'all be lying. Why y'all lying like that? Y'all lying. He fight, man. This shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. Like, it's like no shame. They criticize Errol Spence, Crawford, everybody else. Clarissa Shields. Clarissa Shields ain't fighting, you know, fucking Tatiana and shit. She not fighting that. So why, you know, why is she even getting criticized? Why is she even? And Triple G, they say he getting cashed out. He getting a bag, fighting the cast of American Pie and shit. Stifler and Stifler's mom, and you know, that's a MILF. Mom, I'd like to. He fighting the Jim. Ain't that his name? Jim. The lead character Jim. Who had the pie in American Pie, bro? Why? You know, nobody. Jim Levinstein and shit. What the fuck? I'm not trying to see you fight American Pie character. They don't even care, bro. They don't even care if the public wants it. But like, yeah, all right, guys. So Gennady Golovkin versus Crash Bandicoot. We tried, you know. A lot of people were busy, so Crash Bandicoot it is. Like, Crash Bandicoot. Hey, bro, run this back. Crash Bandicoot. Are you serious? Out of all the people in boxing, like, he said he could fight at 68. Why not fight? Why gotta be Crash Bandicoot? You know, Sonic and Tails. Why we have to see this, bro? He's the only available Crash Bandicoot. He was the only guy available. Toe Jam and Earl. Yeah, we had to pick somebody. So, you know, it's you know, and they always do it with Triple G too. You know, Chris Eubank, that fight fell apart, so they justified Kell Brook saying, "Oh, we had to save September 15th." It's all, but why is it always Triple G? He ain't fought since September. So you mean to tell me, okay, some of it was negotiating, blah, but we knew he probably had an idea who he was going to. You have time. You have time to find somebody. You have time to find someone. And see, this is the thing. Old media makes it worse because they the ones perpetuating this Mexican style and all this stuff and this gimmick, and then saying he's number one pound for pound. That's cool. Okay. Why do I have to see the number one pound for pound not fight somebody that is unanimously across the board a threat or a good fight, and you're raising the price? You're raising the price for DAZN. How is that fair? How is that like? How is that a successful? Like, I'd rather see Triple G. I'm not even joking right now. I would rather see Ike Turner and Triple G, because I know at least Ike can scrap though. I'm all up in here. Oh, this some good ass cake. You gonna eat the cake? Eat the cake, Annabelle. Eat the cake. At least Ike can scrap, bro. I know that much. But it's too late. They already said he was number one pound for pound. So once again, when Floyd Mayweather, why was it inexcusable for him to fight a two-time champion like Berto, who's younger than him, faster than him, you know, has a lot of speed. And that was unacceptable, and that ruined Floyd's career. See, the thing is, we wouldn't even probably have to go so hard if they didn't say so much bullshit. But now we going to make it apparent what they've done, what old media's done. Because like I said, how are we criticizing Clarissa Shields for anything? Anything. But then you know the rumors of who Triple G is about to fight. You have nothing to say about that. We know what time it is. We know what time it is. Like, how is, out of all things in boxing, Clarissa Shields fighting a champion who's undefeated with more fights than her? Christina Hammer got like 27 fights, no, or some shit. Clarissa Shields only had like 10 fights. She don't even have 10 yet. And that's your focal point, is trying to make a mockery of that fight, which they're trying to build up. And motherfuckers want to talk about Clarissa Shields' ticket sales and, you know, I don't like Clarissa Shields' attitude. All this type of stuff. This is two undefeated fighters unifying. They're building it up. They're trying to give you some excitement with Showtime. And that's what you feel it needs to be the main focus, is hating on her. Okay, Clarissa Shields is 8-0. Christina Hammer is 24-0. With more knockouts. Christina Hammer has 11 knockouts in her fights. Clarissa has 2. But they don't have nothing to say about Golovkin. Yo, this man ego out of pocket. Nah, I'm just being real. It is what it is. You know, they have all these critiques about, oh, Errol's fighting a small guy. Yeah, but that small guy is undefeated. Hassan Endam ain't undefeated. And that small guy is called him out. You know, that's what I'm saying. It's misdirected. They have all these criticism for certain guys like that in those situations. Mikey's a talented fighter. It just so happens Errol Spence made it look like he, you know, it wasn't his best night and stuff. Nobody requested Hassan Endam. Nobody really knows John Ryder. This is what you're feeding to American public. I'd rather see Tyson versus the Jackson 5. Real talk. Blame it on the boogie. Actually, I don't know if that was Jackson 5 or if that was Michael solo. Dancing. Shout out to the 805. We working. So, we'll see how it plays out. But I really think DAZN should, like, shift some of their focus. Some of it, you know. Shift some of their focus where, you know, you guys just do what makes sense for American audiences, since that's the market you're really trying to capture. You know? Shout out to Alexis. He said, I think fans will criticize Triple G once the opponent is announced. See, the other thing is, it messes up, to me, it messes up the free flow of boxing. When you have guys who are, like, really testing themselves and do, like, how is Shakur Stevenson fighting Christopher Diaz, who only has 1 loss and has way more pro experience than him and is a good fighter, and he's already moving up like that at age whatever he is, 22 or whatever age Shakur is, and he's a silver medalist, and he's already moving up like that in his, I don't even know how many fights Shakur has, 12? You know, I don't know. I don't have everyone's resume fully memorized. Just really analyze this stuff, people. This is unheard of what Golovkin is. Okay, Shakur Stevenson has 10 fights. His 11th fight is Christopher Diaz, who has a record of 24-1. And he's from Puerto Rico with 16 knockouts. So he has a pretty high knockout percentage. He's only 24, and he only has 1 loss. And that was against that Ito guy when that was a war. And he lost a unanimous decision. That's a major step up for Shakur. Shakur don't have half as many fights as him. Shakur got 10 fights. This guy got 25 fights. And Shakur's a silver medalist. Let me see his age. Shakur is 21. Golovkin's about to be 37, silver medalist, and we haven't seen him fight names of guys that really we felt can plague him up until recently with Jacobs and Canelo, and he arguably lost or did lose those fights. This is crazy. This is insane, man. Amir Khan, silver medalist, like Golovkin. He's younger than Golovkin, has a better resume than Golovkin, at least has some decided wins. You know, Luis Collazo, no dispute. Devin Alexander, no dispute. You know, Maidana hurt him and shit, but I think Khan won that fair and square. I gotta watch it again, but I know he would. I know he was hurt, but Khan did. He did good in that. You know, Kotelnik. And he about to fight Crawford. That man has heart. Whether you say whatever you want about his chin, he at least got mad heart. He fighting Crawford. Golovkin got a hell of a chin. Claims to have beaten Canelo. And ain't fighting no one near a Crawford level guy from what's being rumored and talked about. Even if it was Brandon Adams, you know. How does this make sense? How is a 33-year-old Khan, who's a silver medalist, who's been knocked out, still stepping up as a silver medalist and fighting a guy like Crawford, who might be the best guy in the division, him or Errol, in my opinion. But Triple G is a silver medalist with the chin, you know, doesn't have this illustrious resume. You know, he doesn't even have... Name one guaranteed Hall of Famer that Triple G has fought that he won with no questions asked. Name one person. Or somebody you think is just like, they had a lot of momentum. They were just that dude, that guy to beat in the division. I can't even say Lemieux, because Lemieux, if you know your boxing, he fought for a vacant title against Hassan Indam, who had already lost by Peter Quillen, got knocked down 6 times by Peter Quillen, and Lemieux had already lost to Marco Antonio Rubio by knockout, and he lost his next fight after that against Yoshim Alcine. So Lemieux has power, yes, but, you know, when he fought Golovkin, that was his first title defense, and he was coming off Hassan Indam to that. It's not even close. Canelo's resume is nowhere close to Golovkin's. Actually, I phrased that wrong. Golovkin's resume is nowhere close to Canelo's. And Canelo is much younger, like 9 years younger than him. Exactly. Shout out to Kane. Name someone he fought who was the favorite. Casuals will say Dominique Wade. Horrible. Because if you know boxing, this is off the top of my dome. Dominique Wade fought Sam Sullivan, who has like 10, 11, 12 losses, and was coming off a bum knee performance with Jermaine Taylor after fought Dominique Wade, and Dominique Wade beat him by split decision. So coming off that and fighting Golovkin, even if he was a mandatory or not, that wasn't no dominant performance against an older Sam Sullivan with bum knee problems. So just because he was undefeated, that don't mean that was a proper fight. I was at that fight too, by the way. So I don't know. I think my thing is this: the emotional man fans and casuals, they're gonna get mad like I'm trying to bully or insult Golovkin. I'm just merely telling you what I see, and if you don't have anything intelligent to offer to counter it, then you might as well just sit there and just be wrong. You know, unless you could tell me of these people that I'm leaving out. You know, that's the bottom line. Golovkin can fight. He's a silver medalist, but I don't think he's in a position. Well, you know, they're trying to put him in a position, but in terms of legacy, I don't think, based on what he's done in his resume, I don't think he's really in a position where he should be looking at light touches and like, let me just unwind my career and not fight pertinent fights. I don't think that. I think he's at a point where he has a lot that he needs to prove still before hanging him up. Because for one reason or another, he couldn't get the Cottos and Sergio Martinez. Those fights didn't happen. So the best names on his resume are like Rosado coming up from 54, fighting at 160. You know, Vanes coming up from 54, long layoff. Matthew Macklin, who Sergio Martinez stopped in the 11th round. You know, Marco Antonio Rubio, who had already been stopped. You know, he just doesn't have nobody. And then controversial win over Jacobs. You know, losing to Canelo and having a draw. You know, this is the entire resume. So I still feel like name Golovkin's Mayweather Gotti performance against somebody who was bigger than him, like Gotti was bigger than Mayweather, right? And then he put on that performance. Name a Mayweather versus Hatton performance, like an undefeated rugged guy like Hatton, and then Mayweather took their O and knocked him out, made him hit the turnbuckle, you know, and started adapting and closing the fight. Name a Diego Corrales Mayweather performance that Golovkin's had. You know, you can't name these fights against that level of competition. So Floyd got a lot of flack for saying it, but he was right. He said Golovkin, he cool, no special effects. He cool, he basic, no special effect. But I mean, what do we see? What special effects have we seen? You know, at least, like I said, Amir Khan's also a silver medal. At least he beat Maidana. That's somebody who's still coming back to boxing. So he's still, you know, people still want to see his next move. And he was relevant after the Khan loss. He went on to do good things, beat Broner and give Mayweather tough fights. So that, if anything, that built Khan. That, you know, that's a solid name. That's a solid name for Khan. Kotelnik was relevant. Luis Collazo's still fighting, and Khan knocked him down 3 times. You know, guys like Andre Berto in his prime, he didn't knock Collazo down 3 times. It wasn't that one-sided like when Khan fought him. You know, Ricky Hatton, when he fought Collazo, it wasn't one-sided like that. You know what I'm saying? So name a Khan versus Collazo. And Khan moved from 140 to 147. First fight there was Collazo. So name even like a Collazo, like where, you know, Khan, who had been stopped before, was at a deficit moving up, you know, where there's like some kind of inherent danger for Golovkin. Man, I'm out. This shit is too easy. Khan beat Zab. That's what I'm saying. He said Khan beat Zab coming off a 5-win streak. See? Stopped him. Beat Marco Antonio Barrera. You know, that's a legend. We talking about legends. So Khan even has people like that. You know, and he did get knocked out by Canelo, but he was holding his own. You know, if we seen Golovkin fight Andre Ward, we don't know how it would happen because he didn't do what Khan did. You know what I'm saying? That's why I still respect Khan. Even if he gets knocked out by Terrence Crawford, you know, sometimes he says stuff that sounds kind of delusional. Like, you know, I'm a straight shooter. It's just what it is. Sometimes he says stuff that sounds like a little bit diluted, like he's like chasing Mayweather and he'll say some weird stuff. But I got to respect his heart. You can't take that away from him. And again, as a guy who's been stopped, why is he so fearless? He been stopped 3 times at least. Why is he so fearless to even fight Crawford? He could make money fighting Pinocchio and all these other motherfuckers. You know, he could do a Collazo rematch or some shit. He fighting Crawford. Golovkin claims he beat Canelo, and the names he's being linked to are like Raggedy Ann and shit, bro. Like knowing that anyone wants to see him really fight, it's a shame. It's a shame, and I blame the media. If you don't want Golovkin to be under this scrutiny, then you shouldn't have said he was number 1 pound for pound. If you don't want him to be under scrutiny, you shouldn't have said he's the boogeyman of boxing. Wilder and Luis Ortiz are more of a boogeyman. There are people who are taking drugs to not fight Wilder or to fight him. You know what I'm saying? Just to get some kind of advantage. Tyson Fury, you've seen what he did in negotiations for a rematch with Wilder. That's something totally different. Luis Ortiz, you see how people keep mentioning his name but don't square up with him. Golovkin, he's not the boogeyman. Canelo moved up in weight. He had an easy fight with Chavez and immediately fought Golovkin without even thinking twice. Danny Jacobs been stopped and was called out Golovkin and fought him. He just wanted the pay to be fair. We destroying the old media. I'm out. You know, they, like I said, they could kick and scream, but everything I'm saying is things you can corroborate. You can fact. Like I said, I don't have to make up. I don't have to make up facts. I don't have to make up detail. I don't have to give the examples that I'm using, like Amir Khan. I don't have to give him credit for wins he didn't win. You know, I'm not saying, oh, he beat Maidana, and then you look on BoxRec and find out Maidana beat him. So I understand some people, this may not be what they want to hear, but it's the truth and it's the reality. So that's just something you got to deal with.